1987. The Sport took the young defender on a whistle-stop tour of South Germany, from Augsburg to Stuttgart and then Ulm. A knee injury ended his playing career at the age of 25, though. Tuchel accepted his first coaching role in the Stuttgart youth setup in 2000, hired by none other than Ralf Rangnick. Under Tuchel's stewardship, the club's under-19s won their league title in 2005. But Stuttgart chose not to renew his contract, feeling Tuchel had an abrasive personality. He went on to manage Augsburg's second team before spending 5 years at the helm at Mainz. He then followed in Jurgen Klopp's footsteps and moved from Mainz to Dortmund. Here, Tuchel secured his first major silverware, the German Cup, in 2017. 8 more major trophies came next for Tuchel in just 5 glorious seasons. He won 2 Ligue 1 titles and a pair of domestic cups as PSG boss. At Chelsea, he famously lifted the Champions League as well as a Super Cup and a Club World Cup, and he also bagged a Bundesliga at Bayern Munich. And then, 4 months after leaving Bayern, Tuchel was unveiled as England's new manager.
I always wanted to come back to England. That was my big goal. I have the best memories of the country, of the league and of the players, the attitude towards the game, the attitudes from the supporters.
Well, here's hoping Tuchel can finally drag England over the line at a major tournament.
Morning, welcome along to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. It's Shebahn Aherne alongside former Chelsea and Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Coming up for you on the show, Thomas Tuchel has called out the lack of atmosphere at Wembley after England's 3-0 win over Wales.
I love English football and I love English football fans and the support they give, but I think the atmosphere did not match the performance on the field.
Was he right to do that? Was he miles off it? We're going to get stuck into England's friendly win over Wales and whether Tuchel was right to say that about his own fans. Let's talk about a good side now, shall we? Scotland took a giant step towards World Cup qualification with an ugly win over Greece.
Scotland get the 3 points. They didn't play very well. Well, certainly not for the first 60 minutes or so, but they've won it here. Scotland 3, Greece 1.
And it might be an international break, but there's loads going on in the world of sport. Wigan and Hull KR meet at Old Trafford in the final of the Super League.
The 2025 Grand Final will be a repeat of last year's Grand Final after Hull Kingston Rovers wrapped up a tie with Wigan next weekend, beating St Helens by 20 points to 12.
Should be a good one. talkSPORT commentator Mark Wilson joining us later on this morning to look ahead to the game. It's live on talkSPORT at 5 o'clock. Plus, we'll get stuck into the big football issues of the week as ever. Is Steven Gerrard right to return to Rangers? 03717 223344, or you can send us a text 81089. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning. Tony Cascarino, how's your week been? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, Shebahn. Obviously, a lot of international games, which was great. I had a game of golf in midweek as well.
Who'd you play?
Yeah, I played at Caulston. I played at Chislehurst. I lived in Chislehurst, which is an area in South London, just on the outskirts, a quite rural little town. There's a golf course there. I lived there for 20 years. I never played that golf course. And I played it for the first time this week.
Why did you never play it in the whole
I don't know. I just was always, there was other golf clubs around that I would go to regularly.
Yeah.
But I played it, had a really good time. Apparently there's quite a lot of Millwall fans there that I found out when I arrived that, a few people.
Yeah.
Because it's not far. It's about, I don't know, probably about 8 mile, 10 mile to Millwall Football Club from there.
Okay. And how did you play?
Okay. It's quite a lot of short par threes on it. For an 18-hole golf course, it had a lot of par threes, which was quite strange. It's an amazing piece of land because it's quite an affluent area, Chislehurst, which is very rare you see so much spare ground, and the golf course must be worth a fortune.
I bet it is. What do you play off again?
Oh, I play around 16, but if I play regularly, I can get it down, but I don't play regularly enough because football seems to dominate my life.
Do you play through the winter?
No, and that's one of the reasons why I play off sort of 16, 17 if I haven't played at all. But I could get it down quite quickly. But yeah, I don't. As soon as it gets bad weather, I am totally a fair weather golfer.
Yeah, Jamie played golf, I want to say, in the last kind of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
6 times?
6?
Yeah.
And what's his handicap?
9.
9. Oh, he's a good golfer.
9, and he always wanted to be further down now, but he'd ruptured his Achilles, so he hadn't played for a year. I feel like I've been saying that for years. So he's had a full year back at it now, and he's...
So now it's healed, you're in trouble, are you? You're losing him to golf? And...
I'm at the point, Cass, now where I just don't care. And in any conversation we're in, it seems to revert back to golf. And how he played and where he's playing next. I'm just like, mate.
Do you let him know, or do you discreetly just, do you him off?
The thing is, I really want to play golf.
Oh, you do?
I really want to play.
It's a great game for just the feeling of being outdoors and playing. And it's great fun.
Exactly. That's the sport, I think, if I could take up a hobby and try and improve. And you're outdoors in the fresh air, and there's loads and loads of women playing golf now. In fact, people who are getting up and going out to tee off this morning. You can let us know your golf groups and if you're heading out this morning. But I really want to play. And he'll say to me, well, why don't you get into it? I'm like, what? The 6-year-olds will look after themselves then, will they?
Well, no, but you've got an easy one. Well, okay, okay, I'd love to get into golf. And he says to you, why don't you get into it? Say, well, this is the agreement, okay? Every alternate weekend, you play, I play. That won't last very long for him.
Yeah.
Right? You go, you play one weekend, I'll play the weekend after. See how we go.
Then he'll be saying to me, you shouldn't be playing golf as much. It's too much. Doing too much. Anyway, good to be with you this morning. If you're out and about playing golf today, probably the 7 o'clock tee off time on a Saturday's the one.
Yeah, well,
that's the busy one.
Do you know that some of my favourite memories as my younger days, especially when I was first starting playing football, and then I'd get the Sunday off and going for the 6 o'clock tea time on a Sunday morning when it's just breaking, it's just a lovely experience. Sunrise is coming and you're on the golf course, it's all misty and you're first off. I used to do that with a few pals on the Sunday morning, even when I was playing football. Go get there on a Sunday morning to play.
It sounds lovely, and usually we would have been waking up to the kids screaming in the house and going, well, have a great round. I'll see you later. See you in 8 hours. Great. Good. Yeah. Thanks very much for leaving me here. Let's focus on England, shall we? We're into the international break, defeating Wales 3-0 on Thursday. They've got Latvia away on Tuesday for World Cup qualifying. Wales have a vital game against Belgium, of course, at home on Monday. But in case you missed it, here's how England cruised past the Welsh on Thursday night.
Well, there are no points at stake, but there are points to prove.
Very pleased with the first half. We could have been 4-5-0 up.
Perfect start for England. They're ahead inside 2.5 minutes. Morgan Rogers, who kept his nerve to siphon into the bottom left-hand corner.
It's what you dream of as a kid. It's things that drive you to work hard and to get into this position. So yeah, it's a lovely feeling.
It's played across the face of goal for Watkins, who cannot miss.
We've seen what this environment was. Now we're not quite there, of course, but to me, if I'm being honest, this gives me hunger.
Saka turning it onto his left foot. Oh, it's a beautiful goal.
And that is one of the best goals I have ever seen in this stadium. An incredible finish.
No, it felt good when it left my foot, and obviously when I looked up and I saw where it was, great feeling.
So we imposed ourselves physically and then also with our quality, of course, so that's why I'm very happy.
The feeling remains that England are certainly moving in the right direction. They've beaten Wales tonight by 3-0.
Tony Cascarino, what did you make of the performance by England?
Look, England have an array of unbelievable talent at every level. If you go back, your under 21s, this, winning 4-0. England just have so much. They benefit from the players that they can call upon. The fact that Bellingham was the star of the show not so long ago, or Hey Jude was ringing out everywhere. And suddenly, he's been injured and it's been a sticky start for him the second season because of injury at Real Madrid. But he was the obvious number 10 that was going to be in every tournament. international football can kick you in the teeth. Trust me, I felt it myself. You can be number one of your position in international football, and then you're not flavour of the month anymore because someone else has stepped in, and that's what's happening with Morgan Rogers at the moment. The game was easy for them. You know, they got ahead in 20 minutes, blew Wales out the water, and then all the comments afterwards about, you know, the atmosphere. England have a very good side.
Yeah.
Now, how does that translate to next summer in America? Look, Tuchel's going to make, which I think is a good thing, he's not going to make the obvious choices. He's going to go with full guns blazing. I'm going to do it my way and no other. Yeah. And I think that's a good thing for England because Gareth done an amazing job. What anybody says, Gareth done a great job getting England to a very, very good level. Now, unfortunately for Gareth, he didn't win anything. That's always been the criticism. Tuchel seems to be taking on board that I'm going to make these decisions that I really firmly believe that will benefit the team and maybe give chance, because it's going to be really hard for England to win in America.
Oh, absolutely. But you're right. I mean, the depth of the squad, and I kind of don't like in the last 24 hours how Morgan Rogers' brilliant performance, it's almost been used against Jude in a way like who needs Jude now. I don't know if that's really necessary at the same time. That said, that wasn't really the talking point at the end of the game. It was Thomas Tuchel saying that the fans hadn't supported the team enough. He felt that the atmosphere at Wembley was very, very quiet. If you missed it, here's what Tuchel said.
That's your first question after that? Okay. Good moment to explain myself. Well, first of all, I said the support in Serbia was absolutely fantastic. When we played last time in Serbia, I said it and I meant it. I love English football and I love English football fans and the support they give. But I think today the atmosphere did not match the performance on the field.
And a lot of people were cracking up about this, that Thomas Tuchel should not have said this about his own fans. He was right. It was a little bit flat, though.
Yeah, well, inevitably you win games and Jordan Pickford doesn't concede a goal for, 8 games in a row, that it can be quite mundane going to a game that once the game is over within 20 minutes, the atmosphere is flat. That's just modern day football. Now, you need fans. You know, as a player myself, there's nothing better than be lifted by fans, the excitement. Now, so I think Thomas would have, if he was brutally honest, he'd be going, do you know what? As long as they're there, and they will be there when we play the major games, when we're up against the leading nation in world football, the atmosphere is far different, because expectation now, we're all just looking at England and thinking, it's how many did they win by?
Yeah.
But that won't be the case when they play major teams, whether it's France, whether it's Germany, whether it's Brazil, Argentina. It will be different.
The only thing is that, you know, you're calling out a friendly atmosphere. You know, it's friendly. You've won it anyway. But had he lost that friendly, everyone would have been hitting the roof. You know, it is a friendly, come win or lose.
Well, it can't be black and white on everything. There's a middle ground here, Shebahn, isn't there? Mm-hmm. You know, I think the reason why he loves England fans, and it's many a time I've gone abroad and I've played, and so many people abroad admire the Premier League and talk about the atmosphere in English stadiums, okay? Now, you can get disappointed because it's not the same as years gone by, but the environment's changed. You know, people that go to games has changed as well. You know, that certain, it's a family atmosphere to a degree, which is great, but it doesn't necessarily make it the greatest atmosphere for a game like Wales.
The FSA has called for England games to be more away from Wembley, following Thomas Tuchel's criticism of the silent supporters. Yes, the Football Supporters Association suggested hosting friendlies around the country, which we have seen before, but a lot of people looking for that, especially after what happened to Wembley the other night. It was a whim, but it was a little bit quiet.
Shebahn, you think about it. Wouldn't it have been great to have Everton as a stadium for the England friendly against Wales?
Mm-hmm.
Just what a great stadium to have, and you don't need Wembley all the time.
For the big occasions.
Just for that particular game, I thought, you know, wouldn't Everton be the new stadium? You know, it doesn't happen too often, does it, in Liverpool?
Yeah.
That they have international games. They've had them in, you know, Manchester. They've had them in Birmingham, Middlesbrough. Why don't they go for an Everton with that new stadium? And I think it would have been the right thing to do for this particular game. And Wales is so close. Look, the Wales fans play a part in this as well, because they took 7,000 with them. That would have made an amazing atmosphere. But they're 3-0 down, so the fans of Wales are completely disarmed.
Well, that's what Tuchel said. He could hear the Welsh fans more, than he could hear the England fans. Was he right to do so? Was he right to even mention that at all, Thomas Tuchel? You can let us know your thoughts this morning. You're listening to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Later on in the hour, we're going to be talking about the Republic of Ireland. They're playing Portugal. We'll look back on Scotland and Northern Ireland after their win last night against Slovakia. This is the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning.
I think Dave might be able to do a bit next weekend.
I fancy him. I put the work in, and if I'm good enough, I'm good enough, and if I'm not, I'm not. But I can be proud of myself for probably the first time in my career.
If this was made 2 to 3 years ago, I'd have said this is absolutely crackers.
Right here for Dave Allen at this stage of his career. Big right hand goes in, Fisher, hurt again, as he covers up, body shot.
I saw your little foot tapping, Tony Cascarino.
What? 5, 6, 7, 8?
Well done, you can count.
No, is that what it's called? Is it called 5?
You're winding me up.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I mean, all I know steps. I remember the band as in.
It's called 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, is it called 1, 2, 3?
No!
God, I'm lost.
It's called 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's right. No, I didn't know. I honestly. Didn't they sing the Bee Gees Tragedy? Did
Yeah.
they sing that? Yeah,
They did.
Yeah. That's all I know, and I know that they were good looking.
Oh, there you go. That's my era.
Is it?
Step.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sad for you. They're all good looking.
That's sad for you.
They were, weren't they? They were
good
a
looking.
couple of lads and
Yeah.
3 girls, 4 girls. Something.
Lee was, I think, the good looking one.
Yeah.
In my eyes, when I was young, I was like,
Oh, right.
you're quite nice. Now, the reason Steps are on the show today, as in coming through your speaker, they're not coming on the studio or anything like that. It's 30 years since Steps.
Oh. Does that make you feel old?
Yes. Yeah, that does make me feel old.
Oh, it makes me feel really old.
It's been announced that there is a Steps movie coming to celebrate 30 years. Oh no, so it's not quite 30 yet. In 2027, they'll be 30.
Right.
That's mental.
Wow.
That is absolutely mental.
I feel like the year 2000, I was living in Paris, and that when it's the change of this, obviously the century, and that feels like yesterday to me.
Uh-huh.
And that, 2000 is now 25 years ago.
That's crazy. Do you know, I was at an event last night, the Celtic FC Foundation night in London, and Alexandra Burke was singing. And I was thinking to myself,
What year? She won the talent show, didn't she?
She won X Factor.
X Factor, yeah.
And then I thought to myself, it must have been 2013, 2014. She was 2008.
Yeah.
God, she's got some set of lungs on her. She can belt out a tune, honestly. Let's talk about Scotland, shall we, Cass? Because they picked up a 3-1 win over Greece on Thursday, leaving them possibly a win away from a playoff spot. Excited for this. After the game, Steve Clarke said it was a vital 3 points to get at home.
Obviously a big win for us. How do you assess the victory? Was a difficult first half, but I thought we showed a great attitude to dig in. Sometimes people forget that football's over 96, 97, 98 minutes, whatever it is now. We had to dig in first half. They created one big chance with the ball across the goal. The boy should probably get the contact at the back post. We got lucky on that one. The rest of the time was against a very good Greek side. We had to defend ever so well. We had to work ever so hard. Spoke about one or two things at half time that, I've got to be honest, didn't really seem to change the pattern of the game too much. But once the Greeks scored, it seemed to take the shackles off a little bit. We seemed to find an extra half yard of pace. The press was better. Thanks. The press was better. We looked more of a threat going forward. Obviously, scoring the equaliser pretty quickly after they had scored was very important for us.
Brilliant in the end, a 3-1 win, Cass. Are you confident Scotland can get this playoff spot? Because we've got Belarus at home tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's these games that can trip Scotland up a lot.
Well, it's Denmark, isn't it? That's the major threat for you to get to the World Cup is Denmark. I was listening in the car on the radio coming back from London when the game was on, and it sounded the first 60 minutes was literally one-way traffic. And
what?
You know, Greece were really good. One thing you can say, and this is, I think Steve Clarke has shown this as a manager along the way. Certainly at Kilmarnock when he was there. I know Steve, I played with Steve at Chelsea. He just digs in deep. And he survived a long time in coaching and management. Fair play to him. And this was a typical game he'll look back on thinking, we weren't good. But the character of my team will take us a lot further.
Yeah.
He always creates a character at a football club, Steve. Whether even when it's gone wrong, or he's had his West Brom, he's Reading, he's Kilmarnock, there's all different types of jobs, Steve, and he's certainly, and he was that as a player. You know, if you take him as a right back, Steve done a great job over many years. He captained Chelsea as well. You know, he always seemed to hang in there and keep going and doing it, and that's testament to him as a person.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's got a good team there as well, Cass. I mean, we have to qualify for the World Cup. It can't be another one, another missed chance.
No, it's always so much better when you have a tournament and, whether it's Northern Ireland, Wales, Scotland, England, Ireland, it's just having them there.
Yeah.
You know, it helps the competition for, obviously, you're having a bias towards all the home nations, but it does. It makes the competition far better.
And do you know what? You're right. It was a really poor performance from Scotland the other night, but they showed character. They got the job done in the end. It was a vital 3 points to get up.
Gifted the third goal.
Gifted indeed. I mean,
that was a gifted. I never got one of them in my career.
Yeah.
But literally, the goalkeeper passed it to me. Just put it here. There, I have that one. Have a simple tap in.
Yeah, the gods were shining on us, that's for sure. Listen, do you think Scotland can get there? Can we get that playoff spot? A win against Belarus tomorrow could make that very, very possible. 03717 22 3344 coming up for you here on talkSPORT today. After us, Max and Charlie bringing you the warm-up from 10 o'clock through to 1, and then it's Sam Ellard taking over with the Saturday session from 1.
Morning guys, hope everyone's good this Saturday morning, having a wonderful morning. I can't wait for the Saturday session this afternoon. I'm alongside the brilliant Mickey Gray. There's no Premier League football, there's no Championship football, there are some games in League 1 and League 2, so we'll keep you across all of that. Mickey Gray, of course, a man in the know with his ear to the ground, all things Manchester United in particular. We're going to get the lowdown from him. Might have been the international break, still a busy week, all things Manchester United. Saturday session 1 till 5, keeping you across everything happening up and down the country. Sam Ellard and Mickey Gray in the hot seat.
Thank you very much, Sam. If you're watching on the smart TV, it looked like Sam had a bug on the side of his screen. He was looking up the other side of the room.
He's giving us the lowdown.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the song Lowdown?
No.
Boss Skaggs. It's a famous song, Lowdown.
Okay.
It's one of my favourite songs. And so whenever I hear the word Lowdown, it always reminds me of Boss Skaggs.
Good to know.
A massive hit. I'm sure
we've got it in the system somewhere.
It's a dance song. It's a great song.
Okay, let's do it. Following Sam today, we've got live commentary from Old Trafford of the Super League Grand Final of Hull KR versus Wigan Warriors. Alfie Reynolds bringing you that game, plus live sport on talkSPORT 2. Stockport take on Blackpool from League 1 at 3 o'clock, and the Gallagher Prem Rugby is at 5 o'clock. A local derby between Bath and Gloucester, and at 8 o'clock it's fight night here on talkSPORT. Adam Catterall bringing you live heavyweight boxing as Britt Allen takes on a man from Sheffield. Is that right? A man from Sheffield. Do you know what? We're just going from a man from Sheffield. Cool. You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning, it's Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne alongside former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. It's good to be with you. If you're listening on your smart TV, good morning. We're giving you a wave right now. You can also stream us on the YouTube channel as well. Make sure if you're heading out and about today, you download the talkSPORT app and you can take us anywhere with you. Tri-Hume's first international goal sealed Northern Ireland's 2-0 win over Slovakia in a crucial World Cup qualifier at Windsor Park. Cash, you said it there. You want to see as many of the home teams in Ireland qualifying for the World Cup.
Do you know where it comes from? A personal, relationship I had with many different players that played for all these different countries.
Yeah.
Being in the dressing room at all different clubs, whether it's in Scotland, in England. I played with players from Northern Ireland, Wales, obviously I played for Republic of Ireland, England, Scotland.
Yeah.
So, you have these relationships with these players. So
absolutely.
And sometimes you see them at tournaments. You go to a tournament, you see them out there,
Yeah, exactly.
It just adds, obviously, that's having a real bias towards the clubs from the British Isles, and also Ireland, so yeah.
Why not? Let's do it. Well done to Tri-Hume, scoring his goal yesterday from Ballymena. Have you ever been to Ballymena?
No.
A wee place.
Someone was going to tell me I probably have been.
You probably played there or something like that. Kylian Mbappe scored for the 10th successive game for club and country as France continued their winning start to World Cup 26 qualifying with a 3-0 win over Azerbaijan. And after Sir Jim Ratcliffe openly backed Ruben Amorim in an interview with our colleagues at the Times, former Manchester United midfielder Nicky Butt told talkSPORT Breakfast the Portuguese head coach has to now start getting the results.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's a total different club, if you like. Not even just a team. It's a different club, the way it's ran, the way it's delivered within all departments of the football club, recruitment, commercially, and then obviously on the pitch is different as well. We are where we are. It's going to take time to get back to even challenging. But the flip side of that is, from a Man United fan, and obviously I still live in the area and hear the fans talking, is he has had £200 million to spend, and no matter how far gone he is in the project, he's only a short while apparently. You've still got to get results, and you've still got to be able to make Old Trafford a scary place to go. Because even, way back in the 80s when they weren't winning anything, Old Trafford was still a tough place to go. They'd still beat Liverpool, for example, at home, who were the flying machines back then. But now Old Trafford is just an easy place to come and play football. Everyone likes going playing there. It's a chance for them to shine and maybe get a move to a bigger club, the opposition that they're playing. And that's a sad bit for me. Everyone knows there's a process to be put in place, and it's going to take time. And any an ounce of a brain cell will understand that. But it's the way they're getting beat, and it's the way that they're getting beat, and the teams are getting beat by at Old Trafford, and that's the thing that's really shocking for me.
Nicky Butt there speaking on talkSPORT Breakfast yesterday. Cass, do you think Sir Jim was right to come out and back Ruben the way he did there?
Well, I like the fact, and I have a bias towards managers. I think management's nearly impossible sometimes to do. So I get that, because I've got friends who've gone in it. Look at managers who fail to succeed. Even the greatest. How many managers have never lost their job? Mm-hmm. How many could you name? I mean, apart from someone who's had one game or, but every manager, if he's had any time in the job, will lose their position at a football club. Now, Pep Guardiola's never been sacked. I think it's the only one I can think of that's never lost his job. But Sir Alex Ferguson lost his job before he got the Manchester United jobs. He'd obviously managed in Scotland and lost his position. But, his first year, I think United were 11th in his first year. I think they were 11th, 10th or 11th, something like that in his first year, Fergie. It's off the top of my head. And I think the second season, they come second. So obviously, they had a massive improvement under Fergie in that first few years because he didn't win a trophy. But are you seeing, the bigger question is, are you seeing an improved performance? That's after 1 year. So where I go back to is, I think, I've said this before, there should be a window with managers of how long they stay in jobs. I don't think it's okay to have 3 managers in a season and all this game. I don't like it. I think one manager, if you get to a window at Christmas and they've had a really down, I get it, you can sack him there. But I don't think anybody should be sacked from, say, June coming in as a manager till January. I don't think they should lose their job.
Right.
In them first 5-6 months.
Because the club made that decision.
Yeah, you've made the decision. You can only sack managers at windows or move them on.
But then there's a pressure from the fans, though.
Tough.
As well,
they get used to it. They get used to it. The club are in a position, I'd love to know from fans, would they be okay with saying, look, we're going to give, everybody's going to get, if they come in during the summer, they must be kept in that position until Jan, at least. I find it really ridiculous that managers get sacked so quickly. Now, he's had more than that, okay? He's had a year. So they've stuck by him. I applaud them for doing that because I think it's such a hard job to do.
Yeah. And you know what? Now we know. Now it sounds like Ruben Amorim is going to be there for the long haul. So get on board. Yeah. Or as you say there, get used to it kind of thing. But you just wonder, if it can get any worse. I don't think the pressure will ever ease, really. Where Omar Barada stands in all this. Is that kind of not his job? Is that not his call?
Yeah, well, that happens.
Club as well, or is it Sir Jim? Who is that not why Omar Barada's there?
No, but you're seeing this happen in different positions of football clubs. West Ham got rid of the guy responsible for getting Graham Potter in.
Yeah.
This is happening in football a lot. It's loads of positions that people are losing their job. So it causes chaos all the time at a football club. I'm for having windows for managers. Now, this idea of going through 3, and I think there's even been occasions of 4 managers in a season for a particular club. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be allowed.
I think you're right. You need to show that you're going to step by if you make these decisions.
Yeah.
You kind of have to see it through a little bit longer. Yeah. Only thing is, if you're getting sacked, you're kind of minted. If you're Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, you're getting sacked and you're getting rewarded, but I'd like to think there's a lot of personal pride in managers and how much,
Of course. They're not in it for the money.
No, well, they are, but they're in it for the love of the game. Yeah. The reason why they're doing it and giving they're 24/7 every week. Every week. They're literally 365 days of the year. They're doing this job.
Oh, I really do. I want to see him turn it around. And, Liverpool after the break, I just think, could it kickstart it? Could it kickstart it?
I think, I said to you last week, it's probably the worst time to play Liverpool.
So let's do it.
After them losing 3 games on the spin.
Exactly.
And you got them at Anfield. I think it's probably the worst time you would have.
Exactly that. Right, it's time now for this. Yeah, it's that time of the show where we head to the fans bus usually to talk to the supporters on the roads for the trips of the week. This morning we're actually with the Republic of Ireland fans out in Portugal for their vital World Cup qualifier. Very pleased to say with us this morning, David Dunn is here from the Lansdowne Roar podcast. David, good morning.
Hi, David.
Good morning, guys. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Greetings from Lisbon.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's going to be an emotional one, isn't it, tonight? Because there's a lot going on with the game, and we're now facing a position where we've got the hardest 3 games in the remaining fixtures that we got. In the 4, we've got, if you'd have said before, David, the worst 3 fixtures, it was Portugal home, Portugal away, and obviously Hungary, and we've got all them to come.
Yeah, it's been a strange group because it's a 14 group. As some would say, it's a sprint, not a marathon. But even though we've had a terrible start, a really, really bad start, we're still somehow in this. But we're not in control of it. It's really strange. And in fact, tonight's game, even if we lose that, as long as we beat Armenia, we're still in it. It's really weird. It's just a really strange one tonight. So tonight's actually a bit of a free hit, to be honest. So if we get anything from tonight's game, other than an absolute hiding. I think, you know, we'll be happy, to be honest.
Well, it's obviously there's a few issues to deal with. Is a sold out crowd, Diogo Jota, because it's the first home game that Portugal are going to play, which is going to be an emotional night as well. So you feel like it's, you know, it's going to be added to what already is. You only have to look at their players, David. Their array of talent in every position is just ridiculous.
Oh, they're a superb side, you know, like just all over the pitch, just quality all over. And you have them for the last couple of years. We played them in Aveiro as well, a couple of years ago, or last year, just before the Euros. And they were superb. I was in awe watching them. And of course, they had the main man up top, Cristiano, and he got a goal. And they beat us 3-0. It could have been 5 or 6. It was really, they were just a class above. And you're right, obviously, it's the first home game since, you know, the tragedy of Diogo Jota. And it's going to be a very, very, very emotional night. It's going to be, in a way, a special night as well. Yeah. But yeah. We just got to hope for the best, really.
Absolutely. Listen, there's something about the Irish major tournaments. Doesn't happen too often. David, you'll know that. But what's the feeling like kind of on the road with the travelling supporters? Are they getting behind Hallgrimsson? Because for a while there, it felt like he wasn't the one.
It's a strange one. The Irish fans on the road are always great. Always fantastic, great support. And, you know, I think there's like 2,500 here, even after what happened in Armenia, which was a shambles, to be honest with you. And it was great support in Armenia too. And that's not an easy place to get to. That's 2 flights, 12 hours journey, sometimes 3 flights. But they're still here. They're in the droves. In terms of the manager, it's a strange one as well. He sort of came in under a cloud. There's a bit of controversy there because the previous director of football, Mark Callum, who's no longer with the FAI, he's now been replaced with John Martin. It was his appointment, and it was a bit of a, you know, oh no, he was always our guy, but no one really felt he was always the guy from the start. You know, his first game was England at home, and we just had to build confidence, and he was sort of building confidence with wins against Bulgaria and Finland. Look, not great opposition, to be fair. But it's sort of come off the wheels a little bit. You know, there was a lot of confidence going into this group. There always is in a new campaign. Like, it's always a bit of optimism. You know, and they had a video, and he was, you know, he said beforehand, we will qualify. He actually did say that we are going to America. You know, you're not going to get a summer holiday because we're going to America. That's what he said. And we all kind of thought, well, you know what? Okay, let's give it a go. And of course, Hungary, not the best of starts, 2-0 down after 14 minutes. Somehow got back in that in the second half. And then Armenia, just the whole thing just fell apart. It was an absolute, it was a shambles. The players, the manager.
Yep.
So there's a bit of apathy. He's had 12 games so far. He's only won 4, he's lost 5, and he's drawn 3. So maybe be lucky 13 from... I don't know, but it's a very mixed bag with him, to be honest.
Yeah, it is, David. And look, I think Armenia was the biggest surprise to everybody because we looked at that game thinking we can get something, minimum a point, but probably 3. And the mistakes that were being, you know, evident in the game that happened.
Schoolboy stuff.
Yeah, and Nathan Collins, he talked about having a number of captains, and he said he'd got many leaders in this team. Nathan Collins had one of his poorest games, if not his poorest ever for Ireland. And it's not just him, but others as well. And you just can't get away with that type. I think it shocked everybody in Ireland.
Yeah, it was an abject performance. Myself and Connor, who had also did a podcast with, and Martin, of course, you know, and we were sitting in the media section. We were just watching it. I think something summed up the game. We had a good 10 minutes, you know, against Armenia, but Evan Ferguson had a chance cleared off the line. But the Armenian guy went through Evan Ferguson, like done a number on him, and he had a massive bang on the back of the head. And not one Irish player, you know, got in the guy's face or got around. It was a bad challenge. And I'm thinking, oh, hold on. And just very soon after that, you could just, you know, when you're watching the game, you're in the stadium, you just feel the confidence sort of sap out of the squad. And, you know yourself, Tony, like when you played under Jack and Mick, if somebody had done that to one of your teammates, you know, you be in the player's face, the referee's face. Of course, you can't do that now because you get a yellow card. And I just felt, and just the confidence drain, the mistakes. Jake O'Brien, who's a really good defender at Everton, you know, caught watching the ball, not the man, just basic stuff. Collins had an absolute nightmare. We had 4 captains on the pitch, but not one leader. from that evidence.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like you say, see how tonight goes. At the end of the day, it's still very possible for Ireland. Could you get to the World Cup in America, where Cass's Ireland were on one for a while, many years ago? 94. Gosh, you're nearly, well, you'd be 20 years, wouldn't you? Yeah. Over 20 years, I can't count. Listen, David Dunn.
31.
What is it? How many years?
94 is 31 years, isn't it now? 6 for plus 25 is 31.
Is it? Right. Night then. Is it? Did I say 22? Miles off it. Anyway, Lansdowne Road podcaster David Dunn, good luck at the game. And there was me making fun of you couldn't count to 5, 6, 7, 8 earlier on. Is it 30 years?
31. 94, week 2025.
Stay with us. You're listening to Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Coming up next, should Steve and Gerrard go back to Rangers? We'll discuss that next, and I'll do some maths.
I think Dave might be able to do a bit next weekend. I fancy him.
I put the work in, and if I'm good enough, I'm good enough, and if I'm not, I'm not. But I can be proud of myself for probably the first time in my career.
If this was made 2 to 3 years ago, I'd have said this is absolutely crackers.
Right here for Dave Allen at this stage of his career. Big right hand goes in, Fisher, hurt again, as he comes up, body shot.
A very good morning to you. Welcome along to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and Bromley's finest and former Celtic striker Tony Cascarino. I was with a big Celtic bunch last night.
Yeah.
Lots of people asking for you.
I did get asked to go, but I couldn't make it. Celtic Foundation. Yeah, that's who you work for.
Yeah.
There's they're really good. I mean, obviously I had a really tough time in Scotland. It was probably it was most definitely the hardest time in football for me.
Yeah.
I didn't play very well at all and was really out of sorts. And but Celtic have sort of reached out in the last year or two, and that's been great.
Good. Well, they were mugging me off last night.
I did a gig in Ireland with Celtic Foundation. It was a really good night. Mick McCarthy. It was with Packy Bonner, I think.
Yeah.
Really good.
Good. Everyone was having a good time last night. Joe Ledley was there, and I want to say he had a flight this morning. I think he was up at 5:30 this morning.
Right.
To get a flight somewhere. And
straight to the airport, was it one of them?
When I left at 1:45, Joe Ledley was basically on the tables having a good old sing-along. So I doubt that you're going to make that flight, wherever it is you're going, Joe, but good luck to you. By the way, some of your headlines this morning. Luke Littler has progressed to the World Grand Prix semi-final after a thrilling win against Gerwin Price last night. Absolute chaos, but Luke Littler is through. Hull KR and Wigan Warriors will lock horns today in the Super League Grand Final in a repeat of last year's final, live on talkSPORT. That's at 5 o'clock. And also Wales head coach Craig Bellamy says Monday's World Cup qualifier against Belgium will represent a massive test for his side.
We played them when they had, unless it's changed tonight, they had Rudy Garcia when we last played them, who's an exceptional manager. So, no, I lived there. I lived in Belgium for 3 years, so loved it there. I know the people there. I know the setup. I know watching Rudy for the first time, but some of his coaching staff and even medical I know quite well. Some of the players I've coached. So it's actually a country that I know quite well, and players I know well. So it's a difficult task, but it's a good game now. It's a good game.
That is indeed. What did you make of their performance against England? Did you expect them to get stunned as quickly as they did?
Well, they were taken out in 20 minutes, and I'll give them a lot of credit for their second half performance. So Craig, fair play to him, got the team out in the second half to keep it 3-0. It's one of them games that it can run away from you. Once you've gone 2-3-0 down, you're literally trying to get some pride out of the game. And I thought they did that in the second half. And England slightly eased off their foot on the throttle, and England's just look at the players who they play for, and you just think, wow, it's a luxury. Yeah. If Wales get any sort of result, look, it's a funny group they're in because North Macedonia are top. We're talking about Belgium, but North Macedonia are top. And yes, Wales and Belgium have got a game in hand, but it's a strange group how it's panning out. They're free scoring, Belgium. They've just got goals in their team.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest danger for Wales, is that they're a free-scoring team.
Yeah, they're third in their group just now. They've got 10 points. Do you think they can go to Belgium and get a result there? Do you think they'll qualify?
It's really hard. I mean, they're going to be after a lot better than we obviously saw in the friendly, but they will be, I'm sure. Every now and again, there's that amazing result. Do you know last week, going back to last week, the most amazing result for me in all the internationals was the Faroe Islands winning 4-0.
Who did they beat?
Montenegro.
Oh.
4-0 against Montenegro. And by the way, they've produced and still have some really decent players there. And they've beaten them. They're part-timers. They got a 4-0 victory. When I saw that result, I remember thinking, wow.
Yeah.
This is literally one man and his dog sort of. They get players playing at all different levels, but none of it really serious professional teams. None of them. I think they might have one player or two, maybe tops, that play professional football. A lot of them are semi-pro.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Wales. We've touched on a number of times this morning about hoping that a lot of them.
You got that chance of that.
But he's done such a good job, you know. He has. He's done a good job since taking over at Wales.
It wasn't about the England game, was it, for him?
No.
It was about preparing for Belgium.
He said that his players need to test themselves against sides like England. There wasn't a lot of travel involved, and that's why it was right to play that friendly. But he is fully focused on Belgium.
Yeah,
So good luck to them.
He had that link, didn't he, with Vincent Kompany and all, like he said, Belgian players. So he's fully prepared to try and get one hell of a performance. So if they get a draw out of the game, they've done brilliant. Anything more would be a sensational result.
Absolutely. Belgium, by the way, drew 0-0 with North Macedonia last night. So that's a big boost for Wales heading into the game on Monday. You're listening to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, bit of a random one, but in the international break. So we're going to get stuck into some paddle. Good morning.
The Premier League's profit and sustainability rules are sold to us as financial fair play, a way to keep clubs from going bust. But there are those who feel it's starting to look a lot like a system that protects the big boys and keeps the rest in their lane. Here's how it works and why people feel that way. So clubs can only lose 105 million quid over 3 years, which sounds fair, but here's the kicker. Your limit includes how much you earn. So if you're one of the traditional top 6, you've got massive global revenue streams and you can spend way more while still technically following the rules. Meanwhile, ambitious clubs who've got money like Newcastle, Villa or Forest, well, they're bringing a knife to a gunfight. Newcastle might be backed by Saudi billions, but they just can't splurge the cash. Their commercial income isn't there yet. Want to buy world-class talent? Well, PSR says to them, your owner might have the money, but you're not making enough in shirt sales in Asia for that. The Magpies won their first domestic trophy since 1955, qualified for the Champions League, which you'd think would be a great springboard for them to go on and start building a team to challenge at the top. But because of PSR restraints, they couldn't break their wage structure for a new Alexander Isak contract, and look what's happened there. Nottingham Forest tried to invest to survive. They did that, but they got punished anyway. Meanwhile, clubs like Spurs, until last season, hadn't won a trophy in over 18 years, but because they rake in cash from the new stadium, they get a much bigger PSR allowance than a newly promoted club who are just trying to stay up. And let's not forget the loopholes these big boys are exploiting. Chelsea found the trick with those long contracts, selling the women's team. City are masters of related party sponsorships. Etihad this, Etisalat that, all within the rules, and fair play to them for capitalising on those opportunities. But what about the smaller clubs? They don't have that luxury. Now look, financial sustainability matters. Nobody wants another Bury or Morecambe situation. But there's increasing concern that rather than levelling the playing field, the current rules cement the existing hierarchy. So what's the solution? Well, either loosen the reins so ambitious clubs can spend within their means, or cap spending based on something other than revenue. Otherwise, we're just watching the same 6 teams swapping silverware most seasons while the rest play musical chairs for 7th. And that, folks, ain't what the Premier League was built on.
Good morning, welcome to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne alongside former Millwall Hall of Famer Tony Cascarino is here. Good morning.
Morning.
Thomas Tuchel called out the lack of atmosphere at Wembley after England's 3-0 win over Wales.
I love English football and I love English football fans and the support they give, but I think the atmosphere did not match the performance on the field.
We'll get stuck into England's friendly win over Wales and whether Tuchel was right to call out his own fans. Scotland took a giant step towards World Cup qualification with a vital win over Greece.
Scotland get the 3 points. They didn't play very well. Well, certainly not for the first 60 minutes or so, but they've won it here. Scotland 3, Greece 1.
Loads going on over the international break. We'll also get you some Wigan versus Hull KR build-up. They're at Old Trafford today in the final of the Super League.
The 2025 Grand Final will be a repeat of last year's Grand Final after Hull Kingston Rovers wrapped up a tie with Wigan next weekend, beating St Helens by 20 points to 12.
talkSPORT commentator Mark Wilson will be with us to look ahead to the game. It's going to be live for you here on talkSPORT at 5 o'clock. And we'll get stuck into all the big football issues of the week. Is Steven Gerrard right to return to Rangers? 03717 223344 is the number if you want to have your say, or you can send us a text 8 to 1089. We'll discuss Stevie G going back to Rangers. Does that look like it's going to happen? You can have your say on that. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning to you. Let's get right into Stevie G now, shall we? Because talkSPORT understands that the former boss and SPL winner is understood to be in advanced stages of negotiations for a sensational return to the Gers. It's believed that he was in London yesterday having meetings with the board. He was formerly in charge at Ibrox between 2018 and 2021 and took them to the Scottish Premiership back in 2021 and winning the title and famously stopping Celtic's 10 in a row.
Yeah.
Former Palace owner Simon Jordan says he's not impressed with Steven Gerrard as a manager, and if he was the owner, he would have told him so.
Well, I'm not very impressed with him as a football manager, and I would make that clear that my impression of him was based upon the fact that I didn't think he did a particularly good job at Aston Villa. I think he got found out there at that level. I didn't admire the choice of going to Saudi from a footballing point of view. I understand from the economic point of view, but from a footballing point of view, I don't think that was a commendable route to go at that stage in his career. It was an economically commendable route, but not a football commendable route, and he didn't have particular success there. So I would, in the same way that once upon a time I interviewed Steve Bruce, who I didn't like, and had actually had a relationship with the Huddersfield manager and told him to fire Steve Bruce, because I really didn't like the way Steve Bruce behaved in the dugout against us when I was Palace owner. And ironically, 9 months later, I'm interviewing Steve Bruce and I hit Steve Bruce between the eyes. Right between the eyes. I don't like him. Why would I want to complete an utter? I like you in my dugout.
Simon Jordan there, forever sitting on the fence with his opinions there. How do you really feel, Simon? Do you agree with him on that?
Well, look, take Gerrard's career. He had a very successful period, only for 1 year at Liverpool's academy. Well, you can discount that. Well, people will just do that. But Jurgen Klopp spoke very highly, and people again will say, well, yeah, that's what you do. You're protecting one of your own. But his work ethic with the academy was meant to be, and I know from people I know at Liverpool have said that he'd done a great year as an under a 18 manager. Goes to Rangers, and that's a really big success for him as a manager. Like you said, toppling Celtic is a big thing to do. Look, the opportunity then came with Villa. I felt he had a mixed bag at Villa. I don't think it was that bad, but I don't think it, proved that Gerrard was of an exceptional manager. I thought it was okay what he did. It was a mixed bag. It was some real highs and lows of results. It wasn't, it's an outstanding achievement
to be the manager in the Premier League.
Yeah, and it's tough.
It's the levels.
Yeah, and Villa were getting ambitious, and then goes to Saudi. And, Simon says there that, he goes for the money. Well, yeah, lots of people have gone for the money. But I'm not so sure just how hard it is to get back into management when you're fouling a big job. Yep. Villa's a big job, and then afterwards you're like looking for scratching around. I'm sure someone would have took him on board. Mm-hmm. Do you know the biggest point out of all this is look at management this way, right? Okay. The three England midfielders we all talk about, Scholes, Gerrard and Lampard. Mm-hmm. Look at their careers. Let's go Scholes. Salford City twice, once as a caretaker, and Oldham. Mm-hmm. So he's had not really any golden opportunities at all. And obviously the connection with Manchester United and Neville and all the other players that were involved in Salford City. Then you take Frank's Lampard, Derby, Everton, Chelsea and Coventry. You could look at them and say, Derby done reasonably well, got into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Everton survived relegation, but they were in a relegation fight. Chelsea, you had to win. Otherwise you were gone. That was just Chelsea. And he was under an embargo as well, Frank, at that particular time. And Coventry, unbelievable start to the season. Yeah. So it's so hard management. Frank's lost his job 3 times now. Mm-hmm. And he's done okay. Or maybe someone say, I'd be way better than okay. He's actually done well. Still lost his job.
Yeah. You mentioned that earlier on. It's just so difficult to be a manager and always get it right.
So, failure is like 80-90% all the time, every season for most managers.
You make a good point. And the thing is with Steven Gerrard at Rangers, I mean, what I remember is him stopping 10 in a row, right? Because it really hurt. It hurt Celtic. It hurt our fan base.
Well, he's lauded at Rangers because of that.
Well, absolutely. But he had 3 full seasons at the club. Yeah. And you go back to his first season in charge. It was at 9 points, and then it was 13 points behind Celtic, and then he won the league title. But you did get progress. But do you expect him to be welcomed back to Rangers with open arms, even after leaving for Villa?
I think they've had such a rough ride that the club, and they remember with rose-tinted glasses, and look, he done a great job up there. They're looking at him to save the football club that they have seen literally nosedive. Rangers cannot be below mid-table in the SPL. Mm-hmm. They cannot be. They attract 50,000 fans like Celtic. These are 2 enormous giants of Scottish football. Rangers cannot be where they are.
Also, with Russell Martin, I think we discussed it at the time. I don't feel he was the right fit for Rangers.
No, I think he knew he was the wrong fit for Rangers as well.
Exactly.
The way he spoke, I always felt he knew he wasn't the right fit.
Yeah. Whereas Stephen, he absolutely gets it. He gets from his time in Scotland, in Glasgow, exactly the job and the task at hand. Okay, now if he's to catch up and close quite a big gap at the top of the table, he'll be doing a good job. Yeah. But that is his job. It's to not let Celtic win. So if he could come in now and go into, say, Old Firm games and derbies and get results over Celtic, he'll be doing a good job. Doesn't mean he's going to win the title, but I think he could get the fans back on side. He could bring something back to Ibrox. Not that I really care if he does or not, but I don't really want him to. But that's just being shady. That's fun shade. But he understands what it's like in Glasgow, the pressure cooking environment. He knows the task at hand. And you go back to the season that he did win the title, they went unbeaten.
Yeah.
See the 13 goals. So he gets it.
The dynamic in Scotland is that Celtic and Rangers have to play every home game. They go after the throats of the opposition. They are literally going all over them. They're swarming them. There is literally attack, attack, attack. That's the only way it can be in the SPL. For them to, and that's what's expected from the terraces to the players. And I've played for clubs like that. That you know, whatever we debate and say about, this is not right, or the formations, they'll go, do you know what? We really want to play this way and attack the opposition. It's Ibrox.
We should know. We should know in the next 24 hours or so what is going on with Steven Gerrard. Will he be heading back to Glasgow? Rangers fans, you can have your say this morning. 81089 03717 223344. Some people say never go back, but it's worked out better for some people who have. Right, the Premier League is back next weekend. We're going to bring you Nottingham Forest against Chelsea live on talkSPORT Saturday afternoon at 12:30. But now we're going to talk about this, some paddle.
Padel, tell.
Well, it's a little bit like squash, isn't it? You got windows, and it comes. You can hit it off the window, sort of thing.
Really?
So you go over.
What window?
If Gavin can't beat Simon Jordan at paddle, he's definitely not beating me at paddle.
Well, first and foremost, we got beat. I'll let you know that.
What?
We got beat 2-1 on sets.
What?
So we lost the first set 6-1.
Simon Jordan.
Listen,
mate, you are disgraced.
No, listen,
he's too better than you.
Yeah, you know what it was? He just very rarely makes mistakes.
You are disgraced.
No, listen, he very rarely makes mistakes.
Simon Jordan.
But he was good.
I had a game of paddle with you two. It was the first time ever that we teamed up, partnership, on the court. We played two guys, your mates.
Yeah,
right?
One of them, I know one of them, yeah.
Okay, you didn't know the other fella?
No.
All right. First time we've ever played.
Yeah, I can tell that. I can tell that.
We lost.
Literally everyone and their ma plays paddle at talkSPORT. Have you played paddle yet, Kev?
No
never
interest? Played it. Not really. I've just never got into it. But I've never really played tennis. I like watching tennis. I like watching sport. But I don't. It's either for me watching football or playing golf.
Yeah, it's funny because apparently Simon Jordan is excellent at paddle. But he's a good sportsman.
Well, obviously he's played a hell of a lot.
Yeah,
and he was living in. Didn't he have a place in Spain for a while? And Spain actually have a lot of paddle courts. I know a guy from it's my friend's son. He's called Nick Munns, who is one of the biggest paddle owner in the UK.
All right.
He owns loads of paddle courts.
Big Nick can hit up the guys at talkSPORT and keep them going. By the way, to talk more about this, we can speak now to Ben Nichols. He's the founder and CEO of Padel 2022 and one of the founders of the Anglo-American tournament, which I believe is taking place. Good morning, Ben. How are you?
Hi, Ben.
Good morning, Shebahn. Good morning, Tony. Good to hear you. Yeah, very well, thank you.
Tell us how this has come about. But the rise of paddle, I can't think of anything that's been more dramatic in sport.
Well, I know a lot of talkSPORT, commentators and presenters play. So it's good to see it catching fire. Yeah, it's on a massive, I wouldn't even say a trend, a massive upward curve, as you know. If you look at the UK alone, there's about 1,500 courts now. That's up from 750 this year. I saw a stat the other day that there's about 50,000 new players getting on court in Britain every month. It's pretty phenomenal. Anyone can play it. It's pretty easy to pick up. It keeps you going a long time. It's very sticky, as we say in paddle. It's fun. It's inclusive. It's a good laugh, and I think it ticks a lot of boxes that other traditional sports don't.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody's up for paddle these days. Tell us about these championships that are going on too.
Absolutely. So we, about 15 months ago, came up with the idea of the Anglo-American Cup, and here we are. We're about to enter day 2. I'm obviously a Brit and a big fan of American sport, and I've got a good friend, Bill Ullman and Gerrard Quinn from the US, and we said, wouldn't it be nice to recreate the GB-US rivalry, but for paddle? If you look back at history, you've got the Davis Cup, America's Cup. Ryder Cup. They all started as Britain and America, and we know the great relationship between the two countries. And yet the ironic twist is Britain and America are both new kids on the block when it comes to paddle. So we thought, wouldn't it be good to give this, sporting tradition a new lease of life and do it for paddle? And here we are in year one.
Can I ask you a quick question? Is there a world champion couple, or because I don't know. I don't know who's the best in the world. Is there somebody
the best at paddle?
Yeah.
There's top paddle players. There's a Premier Paddle Tour, which is the kind of, the PGA Tour or the ATP or WTA Tour, if you like, of paddle. There's an amazing event called Hexagon Cup, which has got celebrity owners backing teams. It's a franchise league competition. So you've got Andy Murray, Anthony Joshua backing teams. That's in Madrid every January. And then there's the International Paddle Federation Tour as well. So there's a few different tours. But, we wanted to create an Anglo-American Cup, really create that Ryder Cup of paddle experience. We had an amazing time yesterday. The Brits and Americans are really fired up, as they always are. And it's all to play for day 2 in London.
No swearing then.
Yeah,
like the golf.
No, much more civilised.
Yeah, I like though the idea of people really getting up for it though. I mean, that's what it's all about, and it'll bring the energy as well. Ben, good luck today. I hope it goes well for you. That's Ben Nichols, the founder and CEO of Padel 2022. Take care, Ben.
Thank you.
Cheers, Ben. Bye-bye.
We need to get Ben involved for setting up the little tournament we'll do at Christmas or something, the talkSPORT tournament.
I need to start playing by the sounds of it.
Yeah, you do indeed. Me too. You don't want to see that. Coming up next, it's Cappuccino with Cascarino. The story involves a missing shirt and a telling off from Jack Charlton. Tony Cascarino will tell you all next. Good morning.
this was made 2 to 3 years ago, I'd have said this is absolutely crackers.
Right here for Dave Allen at this stage of his career. Big right hand goes in. Fisher hurt again as he covers up. Body shot.
Good morning, welcome along to Weekend Breakfast, live for you here on talkSPORT. If you're lying in bed, turn on the smart TV. If you've got one in front of you, you can watch talkSPORT now on your smart TV. You can stream us on the YouTube channel as well. It's Shebahn Aherne alongside former Nancy striker Tony Cascarino. And let's put the spotlight on him now. It's time for this.
It's time for a cappuccino with Tony Cascarino.
Saturday morning, it's all about getting a good coffee, innit? I don't drink coffee though.
I know. You like the Red Bulls, don't you?
I know. Thanks for grassing me up there.
You get overly excited with the Red Bulls.
I was awake till 1 a.m, okay?
Yeah, you need a few then.
I need a Red Bull. I need a Red Bull this morning. I just love a cup of tea. But see, coffee, it's the one for people on a Saturday morning. And the coffee shop chatter. This is a cappuccino with Cascarino, right, where you get to give us a bit of story time, which is quite nice. I'm just going to sit back and listen.
Go on then.
Excuse me. Take it away.
What do you mean I'm taking it away?
Well, it's your story, isn't it? Oh, hold on.
Oh, no. I thought it was a story about me.
You're dead right. Cass, this week, you'd like to respond to this, featuring your mate, Andy Townsend.
1-0 down we are, and Cass was on, and Cass said, Jack said, get warmed up to big Cass. He's undone his tracksuit top, he ain't got a shirt on underneath. He's left it in the dressing room. Right.
You're winding me up.
No, he's left it in the dressing room, so he said, I've sprinted.
Tell me never, and he went shirtless. Did Big Jack just paint a number on his back?
He said, I sprinted down the touchline, right? He sprinted down the touchline, Cass. He said, I've got to the corner with the little Charlie O'Leary, our kit man, bless him, Charlie. He's still alive, he's 101. He's amazing little...
No!
Yeah, he is, Charlie. He is incredible. And anyway, he said, I've gone down to the corner flag to get into the dressing room. He said, there's a fella there standing on the gate. He said he's pulled a bunch of keys out. There's about 600 keys on this bunch. Right. He said, and he's putting them in one by one. Right. And in the meantime, Big Jack was, where is he? Where is he? He's boiling. He's going absolutely ballistic. Put Alan McLaughlin on. Alan went and scored.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that was a fun. I'll tell you what, Jack's face at me would live to me. It's like as if he's here now, looking at me. He's going blue in the face, shouting at me. And I've said to him, well, David Kelly, give me his shirt. David Kelly is obviously another player of Ireland. He went, you daft so-and-so will get chucked out of the tournament if you put the wrong number on, you big... And he's...
Why did you forget your shirt?
I just warmed up, and I'd always warm up in my T-shirt and my tracksuit top over the top. And I took for some reason, I've completely forgot that I didn't put my shirt on.
It's a nightmare.
So I was, as a sub, on the night, ready to go on, and lo and behold... Jack, and do you know what? I'm going on the bus back to... from Belfast back to Dublin is an hour and so in a coach. And I'm on the coach and I'm sitting there, and we've obviously equalised and qualified for the World Cup. Okay, so Spain beat Denmark that night, and it enabled us to get to the World Cup in America. And I'm sitting on the bus. Jack comes and does what he always did when he was going to have a go at someone. Sat next to me. Sat next to me on the bus and looked at me, and when he said... your mate, Alan, he said he saved you, didn't he? Saved you. He said, because you'd never have played for me again.
Oh, God.
If we'd have lost that game, we wouldn't have qualified. And I'm telling you, he was serious. Yeah. And he just looked at me and laughed. Laughed. And by the way, Alan Townsend, I'm going to tell one on him, just on this. That night, we're going back to Dublin on the coach. So we're all on the bus, and so you can imagine the euphoria, getting to a World Cup. We're all getting excited. Well, where are we going? We're all going out in Dublin, and we're all getting really excited about it. Yeah, we're going here, we'll get ready. We're all planning this trip out to Dublin to go out and have a great night. And on the bus, and I'm sitting near Andy, and all of a sudden he's gone, oh, no. And I've gone, what? He went, your Sarah and my Jackie are coming over. So I've gone, what do you mean? He went, Jackie's not answering her phone. She always answers her phone. He said, try your Sarah. So I phoned my Sarah, but didn't answer her phone. So he looked at me and went, they're over here. And so we've arrived at the hotel, and as we get to the hotel, Jackie and Sarah are at the reception. As we go in, looked at her and, you look a little bit disappointed. And we was like, no, great. And all the lads are getting out. Me, Jackie and Sarah and Andy sat in the Chinese having their meal, and most of the Chinese was, you wanted to go out with the lads, didn't you? You wanted to go out. No, we're fine, we're okay.
Oh, God.
Sitting there watching all the lads got dressed up, going out, having and of course we see him. Well, we didn't see him to the sort of late morning because most of them didn't get in till the early hours of the morning. But it was a very funny. He forgot to mention that bit about. We laughed, and we've laughed about this between us.
The amount of people who are gutted when the partner turns up. You were.
Just the fact that I got to own it. It was more of like being with all the lads at one particular moment. You know what I mean?
Yes, all right. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I'm trying to get out of this. I'm wriggling myself out of it.
It's fine. She left you. It's fine. You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Hello there, good morning. Welcome along to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne alongside former Millwall and Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. Loves a night out with the lads. You do.
Yeah, one time it was just an incredible experience, just having, being around people that you just laugh so much.
When was the last time you got together with that lot?
Oh, well, we had recently in the last year, because there was a reunion in Dublin and in Cork. I didn't make the Dublin leg, but I made the Cork leg, and it was a day and a half, and it was hilarious.
I bet it was.
It was just so funny, and meeting players. I hadn't seen some of them for like 30 odd years, and like yesterday I just walked back in the dressing room and they're there in front of me. We're all aged, most of us are split up, and it just, what happened to you then?
I'm sure there would have been bets on.
Yeah, there's some. Well, some were obvious, yeah, but anyway. And it was a great time, and we had an enormous amount of fun.
I bet you did. Oh, it's good to hear. Some of your headlines this morning. Trey Hume's first international goal sealed Northern Ireland's 2-0 win over Slovakia in a crucial World Cup qualifier at Windsor Park. Good luck to them. Also, Kylian Mbappe scored for the 10th successive game for club and country as France continue their winning start to World Cup 26 qualifying with a 3-0 win over Azerbaijan. And Premier League referee Anthony Taylor has criticised the expectation of perfection culture that officials are subjected to, and he says his family no longer go to his matches because of the abuse he receives, especially of late. And he spoke in a recent interview about this.
We take that fear factor of making a mistake, being told you're not very good, and if you're continually told you're not very good, now whether that be by people in the media, by pundits, or even ex-officials who should have a better understanding and be more balanced in that, then yeah, people's mental health could potentially suffer. I wouldn't argue against scrutiny being there. I'm not saying scrutiny isn't there to be expected, but everybody who watches football always sees a game through the eyes of their team.
Yeah.
And the result of a football match and the culmination of a football season is multifaceted. It's not dependent on one match official decision. It's not dependent on one player missing one penalty in a game. It's not dependent on one coach making one tactical error during a game. We're playing over 38 games. So to say the argument that one decision has cost somebody the whole season, it's just factually not true, because there'll be plenty of other incidents in a game or over that season where the results of games have been affected.
That's Anthony Taylor. He was speaking yesterday on World Mental Health Day. He was discussing the pressures on referees and the expectation on them to be perfect. Cass, do you think this is an issue with the refs or society?
I'll put a positive slant on all this, because I think there's more help than there's ever been, and that's a good thing. Okay? Now, Anthony Taylor talking about a referee, I'd find it hard. If we sat here and had a conversation about what referees do you think's liked, I think hardly any referee's liked, because you're doing a job that you're going to be always, like he said, it's very tribal, and there's going to be people who disagree with your decisions. They're going to ridicule you. That is, unfortunately, part of the issue being a referee. You're making decisions that if you're in a game, half of the crowd are going to go nuts. They disagree with you. And the other half will go mad at another decision that you gave to the opposition. So you're always in you're never going to get empathy of a very high level. I understand the problems have been when he talks about, mental issues, and I totally get it. Loads of players get criticism as well, and they've got families in the stands, and like he's got families. There's loads of that has gone over the history of football. It is really unfortunate, but there is the positive side. There's never been more help than there in any way. There's way more help, and that's a good thing.
Being more help for...
Be resilient, to create resilience and understanding that they're not really just hating you, or they're just disagreeing with something because their loyalty is so fixed on their team.
Yeah.
It creates that atmosphere.
And this is the thing, we're hearing from Anthony Taylor speaking out on how it can affect your mental health, but you've got to think of, referees in lower down leagues.
Oh, it's everywhere.
I mean,
I said go watch kids football. I watched my 10-year-old, and you see in parent. There was a fight on the pitch of the 2 weeks ago from where we were playing.
That's crazy.
Fights with parents. Now, people are going to say this happens all over the country. I know this because we've, in years gone by, I've done loads of talkSPORT, radio shows where we've talked about some of the problems that are happening in every level of football, from kids football, for semi-pro to pro.
How do we get to the bottom of this? It's one of those things where it's great to speak out on these issues because I think it makes people give a little bit of sympathy towards people who maybe need it, The thing
it affects some people more than others.
Absolutely.
That's the, there's some people who really take it badly. And don't get me wrong, I remember the stick that I got at Celtic really was hard for me to take.
Yeah.
Now, did I play well? No. So did I expect stick? Yes. Because if you're not playing well, or you're, you do anything in life. You're in an office and you're doing things. If you do a radio show and you get too many things wrong, there'll be people listening having a go about what you've just said or what you're doing on this show, not finding it interesting. That's unfortunately in life. You have to have some resilience to some of the criticism you will face in life. If you want to live in a bubble wrap world where you're going to hold your child's hand at 22 across a zebra crossing, somewhere along the line you have to sort of take it on board, not like it, but I'll tell you what, there's also a lot of help because some people can take it get a lot worse than others.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a difference then between being criticised for not being good at your job or doing a poor job, and then just being abused. The things that
there's abuse that's just beyond the pale. There's abuse that sometimes people give is just like, come on, that's so personal, and it's just horrible to hear.
Yeah.
And I totally get that. Unfortunately, he's in a job, Anthony Taylor, of being a referee, and there are people that go for the jugular, and it ain't nice.
Yeah, no.
And I understand what he's saying, because that is the world we live in. We see it on social media. It just compounds it, doesn't it, with social media?
Well, this is it. I mean, some people say, it's a woke world we're in. I'm just like, no, just be a bit kinder.
Yeah.
Be a bit, sometimes you just don't have to be that person to say those things to somebody who's just trying to do their job.
Yeah.
Leave it out.
Yeah, look, we all at times make mistakes, and the modern world doesn't allow for many mistakes, does it? It's very there's not much empathy there. If people get something wrong, we're literally all over them. You can end careers, and and there is a really sad outcome because if you look at, without getting too deep on this, if you look at the amount of people, especially younger, that have committed obviously suicide from stuff that's happened online with criticism, this is the line in the sand. You've got to stop, because some of it is unacceptable. So it does go far deeper.
Absolutely it does. And World Mental Health Day yesterday, we heard from a number of players, we heard from referees, we heard from people in lots of different working environments talking about how they deal with mental health and how abuse is just this day-to-day thing now that some people have to take and crack on with. It's awful. So listen, if you're that person, stop being that person. What's the point in abusing somebody? I can't get my head around people who go, I'm just going to pick up my phone now and just send a tweet. Just abusing us, or send a message, just be...
I've never done it.
I just can't get my head around that.
I disagree with someone. I just say my point and that's it. I don't really go much beyond that. What's the,
What is
and if you're going to have a conversation with someone that is totally opposite of you, then you have to respect their view, and that's it.
This is it. Yeah, we can all have different opinions. Don't know if you need to abuse people. In fact, you don't need to abuse people. Really interesting piece there by Anthony Taylor. You can get more on that on the website at talksport.com. And let's get into this weekend's rugby action now to discuss all of the weekend's fixtures. Joins now London Irish's all-time top try scorer, Topsy Ojo, is with us. Good morning, Topsy. How you doing?
Hi, Topsy.
Good morning, guys. I'm really good. How are you?
good.
Yeah, we're really good.
Thanks for getting up and early with us. We like to give you the nice early spot here, Topsy. Brighten up our morning.
We was going to give you a stick otherwise, Topsy.
It's all right. I'm literally about to head out the door for football training, so I'm up anyway.
Good.
Fair enough. Talk to us about the fixtures this weekend. Bath, Gloucester, the battle of the two local rivals.
Yes, well, it's Derby weekend, so yeah, you've got a whole host of local games going on. Bath Gloucester being the headline one this afternoon, 5:30. Before that, you've got Northampton taking on Leicester and Bristol taking on Exeter. So yeah, loads of kind of local rivals going on. It's tough to look past 3 home wins just given form at the minute, but we're only 3 rounds in, so everybody's kind of trying to see where they land. The big thing this weekend is the players who's had British and Irish Lions, they're all returning this weekend. So whether that's an Ellis Genge for Bristol, whether that's Finn Smith, whether that's Tommy Freeman at Northampton, Marcus Smith returning for Harlequins on Sunday, all the Lions players are now eligible. So the league started off really well, but there's probably going to be a bit of an uplift this weekend as well with all those stars being back.
Topsy, tell us, how far away are we from the Lions? It feels like, 2 to 3 months? So what would have been their procedure after the tour had finished to get back to club football? Club rugby.
Yeah, well, a mandatory stand-down period of 5 weeks where you are completely off, you go away, the clubs can't touch you. But obviously, even as players in the back of your mind, you're almost thinking, right, the new season is around the corner. But you have a mandatory stand-down period, and then it's about reintegrating them. I think the players wouldn't have needed too much reconditioning because, last year was so long with the Lions tour. They didn't finish till the first weekend in August. So it's just about reintegrating them slowly, making sure they're really rested as well. And I think that's been a big factor. It's felt like a summer where there hasn't really been a break from rugby. And actually we're seeing that in the opening weekends, a lot of teams, missing loads of players. So the fact that they're going to get stronger now going forward with the Lions players only being able to return from this weekend, those guys will be itching to get back because as much as they'll have enjoyed their break, they're like, right, okay, I'm ready to play some more rugby, especially with more internationals around the corner next month in November with the Quilter Series starting. So, it's coming thick and fast. And, the players will be delighted to be back on the pitch.
And Bath beat Gloucester. What did you make of that?
Yeah, that Bath-Gloucester game today, Bath are the front runners for the league, no doubt about it. Finn Russell, who's been one of the best players in the Northern Hemisphere, he returns from Lions duty as well for them today. So it's going to be a difficult ask for any team to go to the Wreck and win. Yeah. And actually, it's going to be difficult for a lot of the teams this season to take Bath's crown just due to their depth. You hear a lot about it, and actually, it's funny, you hear a lot of football talking about now finishers and the squad depth. Yeah, Bath have the biggest and the best squad in the league at the minute. So even if they're struggling about the hour mark, they just roll on a couple of internationals and they're able to change the game and go on and win the thing. So, they are 100% the front runners and they play some brilliant rugby as well. And when you've got the best players playing brilliant rugby, it's a difficult machine to stop.
Absolutely. Can we ask you about the sad news about Lewis Moody this week? I feel that it's really put everything into perspective for rugby and just... everyone in sports, it just makes you really stop and think, God love him.
Yeah, massively. It is a real moment that kind of makes you stop and put things into perspective. I was actually with Lewis earlier in the summer. We were filming a podcast together and he was on great form. He was laughing, joking, and I imagine he hadn't had his diagnosis until a few weeks after that. So to get the news and the reaction says it all in terms of the love and the support from not just the rugby world, but the sporting world as well. But yeah, he's got a really tough road ahead, and we've seen it with some high-profile athletes, with be it Rob Burrow, be it Ed Slater, and obviously Doddy Weir as well. So look, he will tackle it as he has tackled everything and anything in his career. It will undoubtedly be a hugely tough road, but like I say, he will have immense support around him, and I can't speak highly enough of him as a person and an individual. Like he's outstanding, and yeah, it really, really sad news. Like you said, one that just makes you stop and go, oh, man, really?
Yeah.
Tough take.
I know. Topsy, listen, thank you so much for coming on with us today. Enjoy all of the games. We're looking forward to this one today. We've got commentary of Bath versus Gloucester, 5 o'clock on talkSPORT 2 this evening. Topsy, have a good one.
Will do. You too, guys.
Bye.
Coming up next on Weekend Breakfast, we'll talk to a man who's stirring up trouble in the Sunday League. It's Anis Bekcham. He's going to be with us next on Weekend Breakfast.
I think Dave might be able to do a bit next weekend.
I fancy him. I put the work in, and if I'm good enough, I'm good enough, and if I'm not, I'm not. But I can be proud of myself for probably the first time in my career.
If this was made 2 to 3 years ago, I'd have said this is absolutely crackers.
Right here for Dave Allen at this stage of his career. Big right hand goes in. Fisher hurt again as he covers up body shot.
Good morning, welcome along to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and nodding one in at the back post. Tony Cascarino is with you this morning. You've got your muffin.
Yeah, and a coffee.
Caramel latte. He's good to go for the next 2 hours. Some of your headlines this morning. Luke Littler hit a sensational 152 checkout against Gerwyn Price to progress to the World Grand Prix semi-final. You've got to watch the highlights if you missed it. It was utter bedlam. Keely Hodgkinson ended her 800-metre season with victory at the all-female Athlos meet in New York, and Ricky Hatton's funeral, bless him, took place in Manchester yesterday. talkSPORT's Adam Catterall paid tribute to the great man.
It kind of took me back a little bit to when I was a young man, being a fan rather than working in boxing, paying money to go and watch Ricky Hatton fight, seeing the streets lined with Ricky Hatton fans. And I know it's not the most nicest of circumstances as to why they were on the streets today, but just to see them on the streets singing, clapping, paying tribute to their hero, it took me back, man. It took me back to the early 2000s, mid 2000s, when Ricky Hatton was on a rampage and making us all feel a certain way. A British sporting icon.
Well said, Adam Catterall, paying tribute to Ricky Hatton. His funeral took place yesterday, all over the front pages of the papers today. Live forever in our hearts, Ricky. Some of the headlines going around this morning. A family's grief, a city in tears is the headline in the Telegraph today. I mean, a true legend.
Yes, and when Adam Catterall's talking there about early 2000s, and I remember going to Vegas in 2007 when he fought Jose Castillo, and I went to Vegas and I was in the hotel. Went to the build up of the fight, the weigh in, and it was like 7,000 fans there. Ricky Hatton, absolutely. Wayne Rooney that day was in the ring. He held the belts.
It was Wayne Rooney.
Wayne Rooney did it, yeah, for that particular fight. I remember a huge amount of Manchester United players were there. I'd got given ringside because I had a friend who was a high roller, and one of the casinos. How it works in Vegas is crazy. Now, they have hosts that look after the high rollers. Okay, and my friend and I was ringside, and I remember looking on the outsides was I think Wes Brown, Rio, and a good few others that didn't get into that bit. It was quite a funny experience, and I was luckily ringside for a friend of mine.
Wow.
That was amazing. Seeing Ricky at that particular time with huge following, and what Adam said there is spot on. It's just that it was an experience in itself.
Absolutely. Listen, you can get all of the tributes to Ricky Hatton on our website at talksport.com. Moving on now, let's focus on a guy who's doing bits on social media, going by the name as AB30 on his Instagram. Cass, we need to get you on TikTok and social media. That's my plan before Christmas, is to get you going down the doom scroll.
Good luck with that one.
Pleased to say the second most hated guy in Sunday League football is with us now.
The second
most hated, as he goes by, is Anis Beckram, also known as AB30. Hello, Anis. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, guys. Good morning. How are you keeping?
Yeah. First question: who's number one?
Yeah.
Well, that's the secret. That's what keeps me coming back.
All right. Okay. Are you aiming for top spot?
I'm going for it. I think maybe in a year or two we'll get there, but it's early days.
Tell us about these videos and why they all started. So you're playing football and you're mic'd up at the same time, and you like to ruffle some feathers, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been referred to by different names on the football pitch. Most commonly known as the Sunday League Neil Mope. So that's the one that I go by. But yeah, it all started as a bit of fun, to be honest with you. A couple of years ago, I put out a message to my very small network at the time, and I asked if anybody wanted to follow me around Bedfordshire and film some Sunday League highlights. I had this idea about capturing the moments on the pitch. Mm-hmm. There's, loads of Sunday League content out there, but so many bits of the game get missed on the pitch, the banter, the handbags, the exchanges with referees. And it took us a bit of a while to figure out the logistics of how to do that exactly and to stay sort of within the laws of the game. Very important. But once we figured it out and started to get a few clips out there, it really started to build some momentum, and then that's when we knew we were onto something, to be honest.
Well, you are, because now I've realised as I'm talking to you about my 10-year-old son who watches all these types of videos, and I'm laughing because I'm thinking, well, that's not the game I know. It's all sort of indoor, isn't it, in a confined space, but my son is laughing as he's watching the football.
Yeah,
thinks it's hilariously funny, and like you said, with the sort of banter that goes on, but the skill as well, the incredible high skill level.
I think some of the viewers would disagree with you.
Well, I'm obviously watching the better levels, but I'm sure there's the rubbish in there because you'll be taking giving them all absolute stick.
Oh, of course. No, I mean, you guys were talking about abuse earlier, and on social media you get your fair share. But for me, if the elites get it, then I have absolutely no chance. Me and my pals have absolutely no chance. So that's just part and parcel. It's part of the game for us, unfortunately.
And it's going really well. I take it you're getting noticed more now in Sunday League as well.
It has got to the point when we turn up to a game and people are like, oh, that's AB30's team, and it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because everyone we want to play wants to absolutely,
smash you.
Exactly. And they want to bring their A game as well. So my teammates are sort of, not the happiest with me because they've got to bring their A game every single week. Yeah. But no, it's given me some great opportunities to work in football as well. I've played a load of different charity matches. I've played at the Emirates Stadium as well.
You're an Arsenal fan as well, so that must mean the world.
Yeah, that was a huge moment for me. But yeah, it's definitely changed the game for us on a weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So tell us, AB30.
Yeah.
Dissect that. What is that? What's the meaning?
30's got to be your shirt number.
No, so that's what people usually go to. They usually think that 30 was my shirt number, but I had this idea shortly before my 30th birthday. I thought, a bit of an early midlife crisis, and I was like, if I'm going to do something on social media, the time is now. So yeah, AB, my initials, and enter AB30, and that was it. I started the season that I turned 30 years old, and a star was born.
I love that you rate yourself. It's brilliant. It's really, really good. Your Instagram is good crack as well. Grassroots.ab30 is where everyone can follow you. Who's your team again, Anis?
So I play for two teams. On Saturdays, I play for Queen's Park Crescents. And on Sundays, I'm playing for Milton Keynes Town.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll follow all your housery on social media as ever. And good luck to you. Thanks so much for coming on. Remember, we brought you on first before you take over the internet.
I'll remember that. My previous claim to fame before coming on here was actually winning the £100 Wix gift card on the Jim White show.
No way!
So this one actually just pips it. But if you don't mind me quickly saying, we're actually working on, me and a pal of mine, Joey Jokes, we're working on the Sunday League show coming up. It's a pod/hybrid show where we'll be able to give, other people in the Sunday League space, basically a platform to send in their best Sunday League moments.
Good.
And me and Joey will just chop it up and have a bit of a laugh about it. So that's coming up soon.
We'll be in touch with you, AB. Thank you so much for coming on. Good luck at your game today as well. That was AB30. You can follow him on social media. The kind of housery, the second most hated guy in Sunday League football. That's quite a claim to fame. You're listening to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Morning.
Tyson Fury, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. Just hearing these names makes you think money. and the hundreds of millions of dollars, pounds or Saudi riyals in boxing. But that's at the top. At the bottom, it isn't quite the same. Even for those on the rise, there's not an awful lot of cash in the boxing world. And if you're just starting out, well, it can be a very costly exercise indeed. But don't take my word for it. Here's the former European champion talkSPORT's Spencer Oliver.
You're turning professional and you're boxing, let's say, York Hall on a non-televised fight. You have to sell tickets to earn any money, but you have to cover the wages of your opponent as well. So if you don't have the ability to be able to sell enough tickets, you effectively have to pay to fight.
A far cry then from Jake Paul facing Mike Tyson in 2024, when the purse was reported to be around £48 million. But the vast amounts of cash lining the top dog's pockets isn't the norm in a typical fight.
Let's say you're lucky and you get between 5 and 10 grand. You're going to get 10 grand max for that. 10% goes to the trainer, 25% goes to the manager. Then we've got the tax man to pay as well. So we're cutting that money in at least half. So now you've got 5 grand for a 10-week camp. So you're talking about a guy here earning, he might be clearing 500 quid a week. How do you support a family on that? So boxers chase the dream. And, you know, there's probably 2% of them that actually make it.
So say you do make it and you start to rise up the ranks. Strikers Boxing, a training academy, says the mid-tier fighters can earn more, somewhere between £10,000 and £50,000 a fight, depending on record, profile, opponent and popularity of weight class. It's only at the top level does the real cash start flowing in, with the top-tier professionals, i.e. those going for titles, earning 6 figures a fight. Something else you'll have heard of is the terms prize fighter or journeyman. A prize fighter is, as it sounds, someone who picks up fights where they can and gets a nice big check if they win. Journeymen are the fighters who take on up-and-comers, effectively used for experience in the ring. Even if they're going up against the real prospects, a young Anthony Joshua, for example, these guys will be lucky to earn more than 10 grand. So the average boxer isn't as rich as you'd think.
A very good morning to you. Welcome along to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne alongside former Chelsea and Marseille striker Tony Cascarino. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, we're right in about the international break. England cruised past Wales with a 3-0 win at Wembley this week.
I love English football and I love English football fans and the support they give, but I think the atmosphere did not match the performance on the field.
Was Thomas Tuchel right to call out his own fans? We're talking about that. Let's talk about Scotland as well, taking a giant step towards World Cup qualification with a vital win over Greece.
Scotland get the 3 points. They didn't play very well. Well, certainly not for the first 60 minutes or so, but they've won it here. Scotland 3, Greece 1.
No Scotland, no party, and it might be the international break, but there's loads going on today. Wigan and Hull KR meet at Old Trafford in the final of the Super League.
The 2025 Grand Final will be a repeat of last year's Grand Final after Hull Kingston Rovers wrapped up a tie with Wigan next weekend, beating St Helens by 20 points to 12.
talkSPORT commentator Mark Wilson will be with us very soon to look ahead to the game. It's live for you, by the way, here on talkSPORT at 5 o'clock. We'll also get stuck into all of the sport and action ahead of you this week and get into today's back pages. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Morning. Just a reminder of some of your upcoming international games. You've got Latvia versus England on Tuesday.
By the way, if any England fans are going to Latvia, and it will be in Riga, beautiful.
Is it?
Stunning. Love Riga.
Good to know. That's the World Cup qualifier, that game. It's going to be live on talkSPORT. Wales-Belgium is on Monday. And we talked about Belgium getting a draw last night against North Macedonia. It was a goalless draw.
Yeah.
So there's a chance for Wales here. They'll be feeling that.
I remember Macedonia, and it wasn't even North Macedonia, so Macedonia as its own country, were always a bit of a laughing stock of teams getting results. Now, they've shown in recent years they're a really good side. They stopped Italy's qualifying, didn't they, for a World Cup not so long ago?
Yes.
So they've come on leaps and bounds. Fair play to them.
Absolutely. Scotland-Belarus tomorrow. After what happened at Hampton the other night, 3-1 win over Greece. Not the best performance, but shown character to get the win.
Well, they've got that in abundance. You'd expect that from
Fingers crossed,
a Scotland team. You'd expect them to have enormous character.
It should be a brilliant night. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely incredible. And then Portugal, Republic of Ireland tonight in their World Cup qualifier.
Yes.
Any hope? Come on.
Very little.
Oh.
Very little. The quality of Portugal's team is just relentless, whether it's Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva, Vitinha. The list goes on. You could name 10, 12 players. They've just got talent, and we touched on it earlier. It's also the first home game since Diogo Jota passed away.
Yeah.
So it'd be an incredibly emotional evening. So tough one. We've got to play the best performance, I'd say, that we've had in 2 or 3 decades.
Yeah.
To get any sort of result. A win would be just the biggest surprise of the week for me.
Absolutely. And Northern Ireland also got a result last night against Slovakia as well. Let's move on now, Cass. The head of English football's new regulator has told talkSPORT that they don't have the power to make clubs cut the cost of matchday tickets. This is something we're always hearing about at the moment. It's just absolutely wild, the price of tickets. David Cogan, OBE, has been explaining to our Henry Winter how they can help fans who feel they are paying too much.
I mean, one of the things in this job I'm learning is everybody believes that we have a remit in every conceivable area of football, be it meat pies, be it ticket prices, be it whatever. We don't. So we're going to put out fan engagement next week, and the fan engagement rules we put out are very, very, well, they're new. And they put enormous onus on clubs to work with fans in a very, very formal way of clubs, of fans' involvement in any number of issues within the clubs. We can't directly get involved in ticket prices. What we can do is understand how the fans themselves within clubs are getting involved in that issue, because clubs now have a duty to consult fans on issues such as that.
The full interview with David Cogan, who's the chair of the independent regulator, will be on tomorrow on the Sunday edition with Sean Custis and Henry Winter. So tomorrow from 10 o'clock you can get that full interview. And here to discuss it a little bit more, and David Cogan's appointment and what it might mean for EFL clubs specifically, Cass. Please welcome to the show Tranmere Executive Chairman Mark Palios. Good morning, Mark.
Hiya, Mark.
Good morning. Hi, Tony.
Hiya. Mark, my first question, the pricing of football, and we all have friends, and getting tickets is hard work, especially for Premier League games. Is this a case of supply and demand, certainly at the highest level, is just so expensive because of the demand?
Yeah, I think that what you're seeing is something that I think that David Cogan alluded to, is that if you look at football generally, the bigger context is that, you look at elite sport, and it's not just football, it's elite sport, it's rugby. It's going global, and you're getting commercialization, and that's a major trend in football. If you look at the majority of the pyramid, they're not in that game in terms of potentially going global, and therefore you're coming back to a different animal. But it's affected by what's going on right at the top of the game. So in essence, you're right. It's one of those things that's very difficult to control. And what David, I think, I'm not telling him what he has to do, but what I think he's looking at is how he manages that transition from the top end, the global clubs, and we can talk about that forever, down into, the clubs like Tranmere Rovers. And, a lot of the clubs have a local footprint. You may be talking 30 miles around that area. And so you've got different markets but you're all in a link market, and that's one of the big problems. And one of the other issues that he alluded to, which is very right, and when I was at the FA, it was one of the things that hit me on the first day, is the FA, everybody thinks you've got loads of powers when you actually haven't.
Yeah, well, Mark, you've been a player, a football player with Crewe and obviously Tranmere. You've been an owner. You've seen how it's the football, even in, as you mentioned, the pyramid, how it's grown. And, you know, we go to the Championship and downwards. But the game is so well supported in this country that I find it extraordinary. I was abroad for 6 years, and I couldn't believe the numbers that go to games, say, in France and watch them, and they were very low. In comparison, we have non-league teams that get thousands watch them. So the football's really, it feels like sometimes football's a charity here, where you support your club so much.
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, when I was at the FA, everybody used to say to me, God, you know, what you've got in your country is totally different to what we've got in terms of the depth and the way it goes right into the community. And this is one point I'd like to make. Yeah, yes, I was a player. Yes, I was chief executive of the FA. Yes, I am now an owner. And one of the difficulties is that the owners of clubs are the owners of clubs technically, and they fund them, but they're actually the true owners of clubs are the community, because they're community assets. It's a very strange animal. You don't see it in any other industry, I don't think.
No. And Mark, the thing is, years gone by, and we all get nostalgic about the past, and you'll probably remember from your days as well, that, you know, the owners, they weren't paid as well. Like you had now you have CEOs on huge amounts of money, and it's not just the players, it's the whole structure of a football club where the money, the gravy train of football just keeps filtering down.
Yeah, it does. But I would say, I mean, some owners still don't get paid.
No, I meant compared to years gone by, nobody got paid, did they? Really?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. And Tony, I don't think we got the time to really go into this, but you can go back to, you know, when Spurs, basically there's a rule within the FA in those days. They allowed Spurs to actually allow people to get paid, etc. Prior to that, the FA's rules were all about, you know, this being a community asset, basically. And it moved from that. And we go through, anyway, that's history. It's gone back. But yes, it has changed dramatically. And that's where the real problem is. I think, let me just say, I'm a massive fan, and I campaigned with lots of other people for a game who represent fans, by the way.
Yeah.
And I wanted an independent regulator, because I don't think football could fix itself. You know, if you're talking about the
Oh my God, Mark, was that you?
Are you telling me to shut up now? I mean,
no, I don't think it was anything to do with. Was it us here? I don't know.
Right, look, you've been hijacked, Mark. Oh God, that one took over.
What's good to hear, Mark, is that the game's in a really good place, but there are always issues to deal with, and this is what having an independent regulator to help. No.
Yeah, absolutely, because, you know, I do stuff with the ECB. I saw them go through COVID. And when I saw football go through COVID, I saw all the vested interests. And it was not dealt with very well by football compared to, say, cricket, for example.
Yeah.
And that was partly because of the bodies who were supposedly representing the elements of football. Now, one thing I would say as an owner, a lot of people make the mistake, as far as I'm concerned, that the EFL represents the owners. They don't. They represent the competition, as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, the fact that we've now got a regulator in place, I think is an opportunity, and it's a massive opportunity for all people to be represented. Fair Game, for example, represents, you know, a variety of fans from clubs, etc. And they've done a great job in helping to shape things. So, you know, it's things like making people think about rewarding clubs for the right behaviours, not just sort of punishing them, etc. And I think this is a massive opportunity for these guys. And what David has said, I think is great.
Yeah.
He's we've covered all the angles.
I'm glad you're optimistic about it, Mark. That's good to hear. Thank you so much for coming on. We're going to sing you out now, actually. What was that? What was that song that crashed in interview? Tranmere Executive.
Good luck, Mark.
Mark Palios, thanks so much for being with us.
Cheers,
Thank you very much. Good to speak to you. By the way, tonight sees an explosive clash in Sheffield. Two knockout kings, Alan and Makhmedov, look to move one step closer to a big name matchup. And later in Philadelphia, Jaden Ennis makes his debut at £154 against IBO world champion Usma Lima. You can watch it tonight with our friends on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
Coming up for you next on Weekend Breakfast, we're going to speak to Rugby League commentator Mark Wilson about today's Super League Grand Final. It's live on talkSPORT.
I think Dave might be able to do a bit next weekend.
I fancy him. I put the work in, and if I'm good enough, I'm good enough, and if I'm not, I'm not. But I can be proud of myself for probably the first time in my career.
If this was made 2 to 3 years ago, I'd have said this is absolutely crackers.
Right here for Dave Allen at this stage of his career. Big right hand goes in. Fisher hurt again as he covers up body shot.
Good morning. You're welcome along to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're live on your smart TV and we're live streaming on the YouTube channel as well. Smart Paradise song.
Oh, is it?
He's talking nice and seriously about something. Just have that, Mark.
Yeah. Keep on running.
Why are we playing it though, Cass?
Go
This
on.
week on the Kickback, we spoke to 800-metre world champion, silver medalist Georgia Hunter-Bell to discuss her amazing success and specifically why she chose to run only an 800-metre and not her favoured 1500-metre. She told our Amelia Beltrao that it was so difficult to decide that she and her husband went rogue with the decision-making process. Listen to this.
We had to make a decision about whether I would do the 1500 metres, 800 metres or the double because the schedule did accommodate for the double. Last year I got a bronze in Paris in the 1500 metres. But I kind of felt this year that I was responding better to the 800 metre training. So we were just looking at the events, like looking at the competition and thinking where would the best chance possibly be to get a medal and upgrade from that bronze last year. We had a very divided camp. Like my two coaches were divided. One of them thought I should do the double. One of them thought I should just do the 800. My husband thought I should do the 800. And yeah, we thought, we're asking so many people at this point, why don't we ask ChatGPT and see what it says? So we ran it through there and they said to just pick, one event as doing the double was feasible but risky. And not that it was down to ChatGPT, but we're happy in the end. I'm very happy that I went with that decision, but it was a lot of back and forth for a few months.
Thanks to ChatGPT for just finalising that decision though for her.
Do you know that's so common now in many different ways?
Mm-hmm. People talk to
ChatGPT. Yeah, ask questions. I mean, I know people who literally go on for, if they want to have a bit of a punt, they use ChatGPT because it's GPT. Sorry. Oh no, I find that amazing itself.
Uh-huh.
And I know that the bookies are having to look at some of the algorithms and potential damage it can do because the information is being all done for you.
I know.
So this is the best information out there. Take it on board.
Speaking of which,
it's not guaranteed, but it's for someone of an athlete to think of ChatGPT, a PT. I can't keep saying it. I can't even say it. But imagine that.
I know.
How crazy the world is getting.
I know. Someone who's going to be at a job soon is with us now. John Hill here from Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Coral, the home of the free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18 plus max one reward per player per selected Shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
Can't get me P's and me T. B's and me P's.
John Hill, good morning. Are you on ChatGPT getting the results for us today?
Good morning. No, listen, it's going to be putting us all out of a job, this ChatGPT. Have I done it right there? Yes, I think I've got it right.
But John,
it's remarkable though, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
John, I was at Leopardstown and I knew a few people who were literally using ChatGPT and their information and had quite a bit of success. And I was like, yeah, they're reacting. The bookmakers will react to this because it is so much information. It's actually made the punter quite lazy.
It is, but you can't blame people, Cass, can you? At the end of the day, it's all about information, this game, and the more information you get, the better chance you've got of being successful.
Yeah, but you keep changing the odds afterwards, don't you?
Absolutely. We have to react to market support. But look, there's even horse racing trainers, would you believe, that actually use it as well, Cass, I've been told, on the gallops and stuff. So it's an incredible tool, and I say, why wouldn't you use it? It's there. I just need somebody to teach me how to do it.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, it works off your brain, doesn't it? So the more information you can give it, the more it
scary, really, isn't it?
Anyway, now we've got to find some prices on the international weekend.
Let's go for Portugal, Ireland, please. Let's start there.
Yeah, well, this is not going to be easy, Cassie. We don't need ChatGPT here to tell us that Ireland are up against it, against Portugal.
Yeah. What are we bigger than 10s?
You are bigger. Keep going. I feel like higher.
16s then I'm going.
Higher again, 18-1, Cass. You weren't far off there. Yeah. So it'd be one of the upsets of the weekend. It really would. And incredible, just looking at the preview of this game. Cristiano Ronaldo still banging in the goals for Portugal. He scored 6 in his last 5 games for his country. It's incredible, isn't it? What is he, 41, 42 now, Ronaldo? And he's going to be a talisman again, isn't he? When is he going to stop Ronaldo? He's just a freak of nature, isn't he?
Let's talk a good side. Let's talk about Scotland, Belarus tomorrow then. John, I mean, everything crossed, but a win here would really help our case, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah, absolutely. And your favourites to do so this time. One favourites, 1-7 to prevail Scotland. Belarus, 22-1 to cause an upset, 15-2 the draw. But you must be impressed, Shebahn, really, with what Scotland have been producing in recent games.
I mean, you'd absolutely take the win. There weren't many positives other than the win and the fact that all went wrong for Greece in the kind of last 30 minutes at Hampden the other night. But delighted. I mean, Steve Clarke said it. It's the character of the team, and you just look at the squad as well. Fingers crossed, we can get to the World Cup, because it'd be a huge shame not to. So everything crossed them. I'm very excited.
So we certainly want you there as bookmakers, that's for sure,
yeah,
Shebahn.
I'm sure.
So what we got else of, obviously there's got fixtures next week, but are we going to look at racing, or are we going to carry on?
Racing.
Yeah, a bit of racing just to finish. It's actually a big day, decent racing going up and down the country, guys. Newmarket's a big day. They've got the Group 1 Dewhurst Stakes, which features some of the leading 2-year-olds. Distant Storm is the 2-1 favourite there. You've got the Cesarewitch as well on the card. And then up at York, it's their final fixture of the year, the Coral Sprint Trophy, which we're obviously sponsors of today at 3:15. Northern Ticker is the 5-1 favourite there. And a couple of runners as well. The Coral Racing Club, we've got a runner at Wolverhampton tonight, Rockstar Icon, and All the Glory features this afternoon as well at Chepstow. So, yeah, big day up and down the country.
Brilliant.
Flat season coming to a close now, and then we'll get the jumpers in action, and that's always a sign that we're headed into the autumn and the winter, isn't it, when the jumps racing returns.
Absolutely. John Hill, thank you so much as ever. Have a good Saturday.
Have a good one. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Speak to you soon. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+, begambleaware.org, and please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Coral, the home of the free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18+ max 1 reward per player per selected Shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
What's it called?
Oh, ChatGPT.
You have come a long way in this
about 2 minutes.
You smashed that. Coming up next, we're going to look ahead to the Super League Grand Final. It's live for you on talkSPORT at 5 o'clock. Morning, welcome along to Saturday Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Villa and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino is here. Go on, tell everyone what you just made me do.
I said to Shebahn, why don't you go on ChatGPT and ask what they think of us? And you said...
It's pretty cutting.
Go on.
I did ask. Didn't go down well. ChatGPT doesn't like me either. Hold on.
Go on.
Abrasive, unprofessional, overly opinionated.
Is that me or you?
No, this is me. You're fine. Complaints about our voice, interruptions, and perceived bitterness in debates.
Oh.
Tony Cascarino, on the other hand, gets less flack overall. He's often seen as a solid, experienced pundit who brings football insight without as much drama.
Oh.
So... excuse me till I go cry my eyes out. Here's what's coming up in talkSPORT today. Pure humbug, man. Loads coming up for you. After us, Max and Charlie bring you the warm-up from 10 o'clock.
By the way, I wrote that.
Honestly, a dagger to the heart. Max and Charlie here from 10 o'clock through to 1, and then it's Sam Ellard taking over with the Saturday session. He's going to be with Mickey Gray. Following that, we've got live commentary from Old Trafford on the Super League Grand Final of Hull KR versus Wigan Warriors. Alfie Reynolds bringing you that one.
From 5 p.m. today, it is the Super League Grand Final. Join us at Old Trafford as Wigan take on Hull KR. It's a repeat of last year's Grand Final. Wigan won that one. This year, they're looking for their third title in a row, whereas Hull KR are aiming for their first ever Super League title. If they were to do that, it would be historic, but it would also complete a treble this season. So much on the line. Our build-up starts from 5. Kick-off is at 6. Join me, Alfie Reynolds, alongside Paul Cook, Craig Murdoch and Mark Wilson at Old Trafford.
It's going to be absolutely massive. More on that game in just a minute here on talkSPORT. We've got lots of live sport over on talkSPORT 2 as well. Stockport take on Blackpool from League 1. That's at 3. And Gallagher Prem Rugby at 5 o'clock as well. A local derby between Bath and Gloucester. Download the talkSPORT app. You can easily swipe across all of our live sport this afternoon. And at 8 o'clock tonight, it's Fight Night Live with Adam Catterall bringing you live heavyweight boxing as Brett Dave Allen takes on Arslanbek Makhmudov from Sheffield. Lots going on. Download the talkSPORT app and you will not miss a thing. This is the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT.
You were really abrasive towards me during the break.
You know, that wasn't even ChatGPT. That was a text from my husband. Right, let's look ahead to the Super League Grand Finals. Hull KR take on Wigan Warriors at Old Trafford. Wigan aiming for 3 in a row. It's going to be a great game. We can speak to talkSPORT's voice of rugby league, Mark Wilson. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, guys. How are we doing? All right?
Yeah, really good. Thanks, Mark. How are you? You looking forward to this one today? It's like Christmas for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Look, repeat of last year, the best 2 teams in the competition. We don't always get that in the playoffs. But yeah, the best 2 teams. Hull KR, as you said, looking for a treble and a first ever grand final win, and Wigan looking for the 3-peat, as they call it, 3 grand final wins on the spin. So plenty at stake, and I think it's going to be a real cracker tonight.
It's always the question, Mark. You get this all the time. Who you think is favourite? Wigan have got the history in the last few years of being dominant and, you know, being in finals, where Hull haven't. But do you see this a much tighter game?
Yeah, look, I mean, it was tight last year. 9-2, I think it ended in the end. There was only 1 try in the game. You know, it's so tight. I think these 2 teams got absolute respect for each other. They've both beaten each other at their opponents' grounds this year, so they know they can get over the top. And I think Wigan now respect Hull Kingston Rovers. They've won the Challenge Cup this year, and when they didn't play their best and they still found a way to win, I think So for some of these games, son, it's about knowing how to win a big game, and Hull KR now know how to win one. So they're right in this. They've not been in the best of form coming into it, but I think now they're here. It's it's all on the day now.
Yeah, I mean, Mark, I watch rugby league every now and again, and I think, oh dear, I was always deemed as a centre forward, had to be tough and lead the line and all that. And look at these boys, and I'm nowhere even close to how tough these boys are.
Yeah, look, they're going to be battering each other. I think the big hope tonight is that the skill comes to the fore. We know how tough they are. We know how strong they are. We also know great skill for the likes of Bevan French. He's got the X factor that can win any game for Wigan. Mikey Lewis for Hull KR is the same. So they've got some real talents. And I think tonight, hopefully, it'll be about who plays their best, not necessarily who's the toughest.
No, and that's been one of the evolutions in sport, hasn't it, Mark, where technical, you've seen sides that in rugby union, rugby league and in football and in many other sports where the level of fitness is so extreme, but also the technical side of the game has improved enormously.
Yeah, of course it has. They're all looking for that extra 1% or 0.5% out that's going to give them an advantage over their opponent. I think what we saw it a couple of times in the playoffs, that when teams are absolutely got nothing to lose, the skill they can produce is remarkable. And we want to see a little bit more of that, if you like, from the off. But we know they've invested so much into this, emotionally. This season started last November, really, for them in their training and everything. So they've invested a lot in it, and they don't want to make a silly mistake that's going to cost them a grand final.
Yeah. If they're to get 3 in a row, Mark, I mean, just how much of an achievement is that? Put that into perspective for us.
Well, it's a salary cap sport, so everyone's supposed to have the same chance of winning it. It doesn't quite work out like that, but to win it 3 times in a row is outstanding. To be the best team in the competition is outstanding. There's so many good teams in it. So getting to the final itself is an achievement, but to win 3 in a row for Matt Pete and Wigan, well, that, and you look at the team, they've got some great young players in that team as well. They're not done yet. It's the same squad that won it last year. They'll feel, again, I keep mentioning his name, but Bevan French, Jay Field, 2 of the best players in the Northern Hemisphere. If they play well tonight, Hull KR are going to have their hands full.
Where do you see the edge, Mark? Yeah. For either side to win it? What does your gut tell you? I know the heart can rule the head here sometimes.
Yeah, look, I think my heart says Hull Kingston Rovers, because I think that they're due a big win in a grand final. They were so close last year and pushed it so close. Wigan have just come back to form. They had a bit of a blip mid-season. I think when they've been there and done it, I think they almost know what they need to do to get to the grand final. They've done what they needed to do, but they are coming into form, Wigan. They're going to be hard. They've conceded so few points in the last 6 weeks. They're going to be hard to break down. But I think if Rovers can get in front early and try and do to Wigan what Wigan want to do to them, and that's to squeeze the life out of them, I think the Rovers will get their first grand final win tonight.
Ooh, talk to us about some of the other players as well who we can look out for. You mentioned Bevan French a number of times there, but some stories in the papers today about Elliot Manchella and another sensational feeling by becoming the first captain to lead Hull KR to a magnificent treble. You'll probably know this story, but he spoke about Kevin Sinfield being the one giving him advice at a young age. He said people could go anywhere, go somewhere else, be successful and earn a lot of money, but being part of a successful team is priceless. The advice they'll be given going into a game like this, it must be huge for them.
Yeah, look, it's a bit of a road to redemption, if we're honest, for Elliot. He was at Leeds with Sinfield as a youngster. He got released by the club due to an off-the-field thing. He's had to go away, play in the lower leagues and work his way up, and now he's rightly one of the best players in the Super League. So it'd be a great story for him. He would go down in history for Hull KR, lifting the trophy for the first time for them. It's a sport, Man City, obviously the red and white of Hull KR, the black and white of Hull FC. They'd love to get that first Super League crown because Hull have never won it. So there's all that to it as well. On the other side, Liam Farrell for Wigan playing his 10th grand final. I mean, when you just say that, it's just ridiculous, that he's got to so many. So, but that's the level of competition that's there today. Everyone that's there has earned their place there.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we're looking forward to it. You're going to be getting on the road now, Mark. Are you on the?
Not quite yet. I'm not too far away, thankfully. So we'll be on the way soon. We're on air at 5:00 today, and we're all looking forward to it. It's one of those games we genuinely don't know who's going to win, and I think that makes for a great sporting occasion.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Looking forward to our commentator on the game tonight, Mark Wilson. Have a good day. Enjoy it. All right.
Cheers, guys.
Mark.
Thank you. Thank you.
Looking forward to that one. It's going to be live on talkSPORT at 5:00. By the way, the latest episode of the talkSPORT Daily podcast is available now. Cass, it's Ben Fletcher and Charlie Baker discovering and discussing the glorious chaos of non-league football, crumbling grounds, muddy pitches, dodgy pies. By the way, see when you just go to get a good pie, it's like chips and cover them in Vinegar and salt with the football. It's the one.
Yeah, it is. You go to the top end clubs and you end up paying a fortune for like pie and chips and posh chips.
It's not the same.
No, it's not.
It's not the same.
No, not the same.
Yeah, non-league football getting a lot of love on the talkSPORT Daily Podcast. Download that now wherever you get your podcasts, or you can listen for free on the talkSPORT app. Coming up next on Weekend Breakfast, we're going to hear from some of the names at the football, Legends of Football with Nordhoff and Robbins, which happened on Monday night. We were there, and you'll hear it all next on talkSPORT.
I think Dave might be able to do a bit next weekend.
I fancy it. I put the work in, and if I'm good enough, I'm good enough, and if I'm not, I'm not. But I can be proud of myself for probably the first time in my career.
If this was made 2 to 3 years ago, I'd have said this is absolutely crackers.
Right here for Dave Allen at this stage of his career. Big right hand goes in. Fisher hurt again as he covers up. Body shot.
Now, this is the tune, right? This guy was the first white guy to win the R&B award in America, Boss Skaggs, which is an achievement in itself, you know. Because it was always won by, you know, R&B sort of soul song singers and everything, and yeah, he won it.
It does sound like a bit Boss Skaggs.
B-O-Z, Skags.
Why were we even talking about that? It was something about the lowdown.
Earlier, because
Lowdown, that
I
was
said,
it.
any time I hear the word lowdown,
You think of
I think of Boss Skags.
Oh, fair enough.
Because this is one of the great classics of the 70s.
Actually sounds like a tune. Go on.
no, not because
You nearly burst into song there if you're watching on the smart TV.
Yeah, it's a
He opened his mouth and then realised it was live.
Yeah, good song. Great song.
Sound like a good song. Good morning. This is the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. It's Shebahn Aherne Tony Cascarino. This Monday, by the way, on talkSPORT, football icon Paul Gascoigne is going to be with Jim White, Simon Jordan and Martin Keane live in the studio. He's got a new book coming out.
Yeah.
And all the stories you tell me, I wonder if we've heard all of the stories of Gaza yet.
No,
he'll be in this book.
He's, I mean, Andy Townsend and I think Paul Merson roomed with him up in Middlesbrough when they were all there together. So Andy tells a few funny stories of Gaza. He was crazy. I've only met Gaza once. And, you know, when you look at someone and you think, whatever's going on in there is you know, just fun. It's a lot of sad stuff. And there's some great stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, what an icon. I mean, Ali McCoy always talks about his stories and his times on Breakfast with Gaza as well. But he's going to be here live in the studio. Paul Gascoigne, the legend himself, with Jim White, Simon Jordan and Martin Keane Monday here on talkSPORT from 10 o'clock.
Just a quick one. Terry Urlock goes to Glasgow Rangers. Okay, and Gaza's there. Right? And Terry Urlock, who played for Millwall, was, you know, he was very well known. He's one of the all-time legends of Millwall, Terry. And I played with Terry for 2 or 3 years, and he was up at Celtic and Rangers similar time to me. And he said, I think it was I think it was with Gaza in an England B game, but he knew that Terry was always battling his weight. So he's trying to keep his weight down, and Terry was always being careful, trying to watch what he eat. And one particular day at the hotel, he said he's got a knock at the door after dinner. He said, no, I've opened the door and there's 2 bowls of ice cream there left for him by Gaza. He said it was Gaza leaving him. He always used to knock and leave these desserts for him, because he knew he had a weight issue. But he was doing that all the time. He was literally non-stop moving, doing practical jokes, pranks, whatever he could.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll be doing that on Monday with us at talkSPORT.
Yeah.
If he wants to do the wind-up and Jim White, that'll be good crack. Paul Gascoigne with us on Monday here on talkSPORT at 10 o'clock. On Monday just gone, a few of us were at the Legends of Football event with Nordhoff and Robbins. It's a music charity, Nordhoff and Robbins, and it helps those going through very, very difficult times who get therapy through music. So that's what the event is all about. And on the night, they honour legends of football from men and women. And Gary Lineker was honoured, as was Jill Scott. And it was a really beautiful night. A lot of money raised for Nordhoff and Robbins as well. I was on the red carpet ahead of the event. It was good fun. I actually invited you and you were like, sorry, busy, washing my hair. And I was like, cheers, Cass. Thanks for that. But all-time Premier League top goal scorer Alan Shearer was there. He didn't want to talk about his 260 Premier League goals. He wanted to talk about the Gallagher brothers.
Right.
I was at the Oasis concert at Wembley, the last one in the UK on Sunday, and that was pretty special, so that makes me all right, doesn't it?
What about you, Gary?
He can sing a bit as well. He's a bit of a crooner.
Only when
Go
I
on, then.
drink, no chance. No, I'm not that daft.
Not as good as he thinks he is, but he is quite good. He is. He's not bad at all.
Who was the singer in your dressing room? Do you have anyone who could just really hold a note?
I can't. No, I can't remember anybody being outstanding as a singer. I certainly wasn't one. No, not really.
By the way, if you're watching on the smart TV, you'll see how well Shearer looks. Gary Lineker looks great as well. Shearer looks like $1 million. I don't know if you're allowed to say that to people anymore.
Well, what's wrong with saying that? It looks...
I don't know, because people go, cancel her!
What, because he looks $1 million?
He looked so well.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, I'll say
That's positive, isn't it?
Alan, you looked fabulous, pal.
Yeah.
You looked absolutely fabulous. And he also done the roast to Gary Lineker as well, which is, it's kind of like a bit of a best man speech. So they stand up to tell their stories of times gone by. You'll know what came up, obviously, in that conversation. Really good fun. And the woman who was legend was Jill Scott. I mean, everybody loves Jill Scott. She was there with all of her family. And every week she's sitting next to Roy Keane on the overlap. And it's become that kind of unlikely bromance that we never knew that we needed. She was speaking to us about that.
Oh, you know what? He's so good and he's so nice as well. And I think he absolutely hates it when I tell people that he's nice, but he's a great guy and I think he just cares so much about the game and obviously has his standards off when he played. And yeah, I think he's a great guy and it's an absolute honour to work with.
Jill Scott looking $1 million as well in her Gucci suit. I was like, Jill, is that Gucci you're wearing?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Covered in it. She looked amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that overlap is really sort of...
Do you watch it?
No, I've seen clips of it. Yeah, and, you know, I was with Roy for 8 years with Republic of Ireland, and Roy could be really funny. There's also times where he could be very difficult that other people have experienced. And I've seen it, witnessed it. He never liked punditry when he first started. When he was playing football, he didn't like pundits. He really frowned upon them for many ways. And that's one of the criticism he gets aimed back at him, that people say, well, you've done what you hated, that he'd never want to do. And he's really good at it. So I'd love Roy to come out one day and say, do you know what? I didn't like punditry, but I'm in it now and I've absolutely loved it. There's not a problem in that.
Yeah,
I came across him in Qatar. Well, he didn't speak because at that time he wasn't speaking to me. But I'd said something years gone by that he didn't particularly like, and a phone call happened, and there was a discussion between the two of us. And I'm in the queue. You know, in Qatar there was a. Have you got you went through the scanners, and then you went to your ticket area, and you went round like an airport, you know, like you go in and out in the lanes.
Yeah.
You keep going, but so you're starting in position, so you keep crossing. Well, I'm in the queue and I'm behind Roy by about 2 lanes. And there's about 5 or 6 lanes, but every now and again we have to cross face, and he doesn't look at me. And Ian Wright,
and you played together all that long.
No, but Ian Wright comes to me, hey, Cass, he goes, hey, your mate's over there, and he's trying to, you know, like get it going, get a pair of us going, and he won't leave off. He's your mate. He said, Roy, he's shouting all these things, and Roy's just staring straight ahead, walking by. And every now and again we had to cross each other as he comes from one direction, I go the other. Look at, and I kept thinking, am I going to say to him, why don't you blink, Roy? You know, like, but knowing that. But you know what? He can be really good as well. He's very funny, as people have seen.
Yeah,
you know, he can be. He's dry. Sometimes he's quite vicious with his tongue. I've seen that. But there's nothing wrong with it. I never took an offence to it.
Yeah.
But Roy now is in, you know, probably his best place because he's doing something he now clearly loves. But he's way more friendly to the Jill than he would have been to a number of players who have been under him. That's for sure.
Different times.
Yeah.
Listen, I absolutely love the show, and I love Jill Scott, and Gary Lineker and her were both honoured at Nordoff and Robin's Legends of Football night on last Monday, and it was absolutely excellent. Please don't pie my invite next time, okay?
No, I didn't pie it.
You pied me.
It weren't for me, that one.
By the way, there was somebody in the room who stole the show.
Go on.
Is Joe watching Married at First Sight?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I've seen the show now and again.
You watch him?
No, I don't watch it regularly, but I have seen it because I find it amazing that people get married and literally we're just looking at someone and then they're married. I mean, there are people that it's happened to. So
they just turn up and it's like, there you go, there's your wife, there's your husband. Yeah. Well, somebody who was at Legends of Football with us the other night, Leah Trier, she's on Married at First Sight. She's going kind of viral at the minute. She was with us at our table. She's coming up for you next on talkSPORT Breakfast.
The Lions. Real-life fantasy rugby. Bitter rivalries set aside in a quest to create the world's best team in weeks. There's nothing like it, but who on earth had the idea and how did it all begin? Incredibly, the first Lions tour was organised and funded by three men who played in England's first ever Test cricket match. Opening bowler Alfred Shaw, opening batsman Arthur Shrewsbury and captain James Lillywhite. The 1888 Lions squad then, made up of 17 English, 4 Scots and 1 Welshman and a Northern Irishman, took a 46-day boat trip to New Zealand before heading to Australia. The Lions weren't alone on the boat. Also on board were 300 stoats and weasels who were brought over to eliminate New Zealand's rabbit problem. The first ever Lions captain, Robert Seddon, died of drowning midway through the tour while sculling on a river. Andrew Stoddart, who was another of the cricketers there, took over and was the star of the tour. The next one was the first to get official recognition from the RFU against the newly formed Springboks. Although the Lions won the series and beat the Boks again 5 years later, in the 12 series since in South Africa, they've only won 2. New Zealand has proved an even tougher hunting ground, just the 1 series win for the Lions in 11 attempts, which came in 1971. And then there was that nail-shredding drawn series in 2017, only the second in Lions history. Only once have the Lions clinched a series after losing the first test, 1989, when David Campese's infamous ghost pass was pounced upon by Ian Evans. Before World War II, the Lions had a dark blue strip, which on the 1930 tour forced the All Blacks to play in all white. So in 1950, the iconic red shirts, white shorts and blue and green socks combination was born. It remains the symbol of the greatest alliance of adversaries in all of sport. To borrow the phrase from Jim Telfer, the Lions is Everest.
A very good morning to you. Welcome along to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Ireland striker Tony Cascarino is here as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're getting all of your chat and stories today. It's been a wonderfully educational morning.
This is what happens when it's international weekend.
I love it though. I feel we needed this. Just feel like we've bonded today.
Oh, good. We haven't before.
I feel like we have. Coming up for you over the next hour, England cruised past Wales with a 3-0 win at Wembley. Newcastle and England defender Dan Burn had his say on the performance.
It was great, especially first half hour. I thought really top. I thought Wales could have caused the problems, and we sort of nullified that pretty quickly. And yeah, maybe took my foot off the gas for the last sort of half. But no, good performance.
Dan Burn there, just looks like he's on the golf course.
Yeah, he's a big lad, isn't he?
He's massive.
Yeah, huge lad.
Dan Burn, if you're watching your smart TV, I like his jacket as well. Scotland took a giant step towards World Cup qualification with a vital win over Greece on Thursday.
Scotland get the 3 points. They didn't play very well. Well, certainly not for the first 60 minutes or so, but they've won it here. Scotland 3, Greece 1.
Up next, Belarus. Come on, boys. No Scotland, no party. And the NFL returns to London once again as the Denver Broncos take on the New York Jets live on talkSPORT 2. That's tomorrow from 2:30. Some of the Broncos players have been getting stuck into our finest cuisine.
The most English thing I've done, I had some fish and chips. Does that count?
It does.
Yeah.
There you go. All of the NFL chat coming up for you very, very soon. You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Good morning. Favourite chippy order? Go, tell me now.
Favourite chippy?
Chippy order?
Just basic. Rock and chips, probably.
What's a rock?
Rock. Yeah, it's a fish. Rock and chips with mushy peas.
This is new. Rock and chips?
Have you never heard of rock?
No.
No. It's the one with the one big bone through the middle.
Oh, no, you don't get the bone ones.
Yeah, no. It's one big bone. You eat all around. It's lovely. Try it.
Okay.
Rock and chips.
I'm starving, by the way. I'm so hungry.
So what about yours? What's your favourite one?
Chips, loads of curry sauce, loads of salt and vinegar, 2 pickled onions on the side. Get in my belly. Oh, I'm hungry already. By the way, we're going to be discussing the upcoming Super Bowl matches in the next hour. Very, very soon. We're going to be joined by a very special guest here in the studio to get into all the Super Bowl action. But first, let's talk about Super Bowl. Sorry, former Super Bowl winner. Talking about the NFL action.
Yeah.
Not the Super Bowl. That's like ages away. But first, let's talk about this. Are you watching it? Married at First Sight. You must be watching Married at First Sight. You're so guilty. It's okay.
Well, I'm on my third one, so everyone I look at. That's what my Mrs. Jo said to me. She went, when we were together for best part of 10 years before we got married, and she went, "What's wrong with me?" And I went, "Nothing. Why?" And she went, "Well, you've married everybody else. You ain't married me." I said, I think I need to think about this one.
Yeah.
further.
Married at First Sight is the best show ever. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's watching it. And we were talking about the Legends of Football night with Nordhoff and Robbins on Monday. And I was there, Cass, and this lovely girl walked into the room. And I'm not kidding, of all of the footballers, all of these...
Stole the show.
Everyone was going, "Oh my God, that's Leah from Maths. That's Leah from Maths. That's Leah from Maths." And I was like, I need to watch the series. I need to get into it. And pleased to say that from Married at First Sight, Leah Trier is with us now. Good morning, Leah.
I'm going to let you know.
Leah.
Leah Trier.
Leah, good to have you with us. I mean, you're in the show right now, so I take it you can't give too much away, but what's it like being on Maths?
Yeah, I am NDA'd up to the max at the moment, but it was the wildest experience, the weirdest, hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why did you want to go into this experiment?
Do you know what it was? I think they'd asked me to do this show and this experiment for a couple of years, and I thought about it and I thought, do you know what? Like, I don't think I could do reality TV. I don't think I'd go on TV. And then I thought about it last year, quit my job. And I launched my own business, and I thought, this is the only chance I'm going to get where I'm not working for somebody. Sod it, I'm going to do it.
So Leah, let me ask you this question, because, it's a really strange sort of way of thinking about marriage and people meeting and, could they have a relationship from the very first moment? And it obviously has happened. I mean, he won't mind me saying this, but I can remember Teddy Sheringham saying to me once, when he first met his wife Chrissy, he met her or saw her, and he knew he was going to marry her when he first saw her. And I was
really?
the concept of that was like, wow. But he said he's for it. He saw Chrissy the first time he saw her, he knew he was going to marry her.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the whole concept for me. It's strange. It's really, really strange. But when you walk down the aisle, all I was thinking is, who is this person going to be? What is she going to be like? Is she going to have a laugh? All these things go through your mind. But I think the whole concept of it is so interesting. Like the whole behind the scenes of it. It's like therapized every single day. It's like couples therapy for 3 months.
Wow. And I mean, obviously you can't give anything away because, the show hasn't even really peaked yet, Leah, but I mean, I'm following all the clips on social media And it must be quite a weird situation to be in. I mean, what did your friends and family say about you going into this experiment? Were they for it? Were they against it?
Everyone thinks, you know what, I'll try everything once. That's just me to a T. So no one was really shocked when I told them. But yeah, I think everyone was a bit like, Leah, come on. You know, anything could happen. But so far, so good. I mean, I don't know where you guys are up to, but...
Yeah.
Well, Leah, there's always the things you probably thought about and realised that could be said or done. And then there's the things, the unknowns you walk into and you think, I never imagined it would have been like this.
No, and I'm the type of person I don't think before I speak. That's why I think all my friends and family were like, don't do it, just for that reason. But I mean, there's twists and turns to come. I don't know where you guys are at with it at the moment, but there's a lot more drama, to say the least.
So is there drama involving you and your marriage, Leah?
I'd say if I was to call my marriage anything, it would be roller coaster.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
But isn't that the case with all marriages?
That's why I'm laughing, because I'm on my third one. And I've never thought marriage at first sight. Yeah, well, I'm getting there. But it's a really strange concept. And look, there are people, I'm sure if we did a text poll of people, you know, or whatever, listeners who would comment on they saw their wife or a wife saw her husband at the first moment and gone, you know, they're for me, for life.
Yeah. I'm sure my husband felt that when he saw me very quickly. he did change. Leah, we were at the Legends of Football event the other night. And I mean, you were also a bit like, this is a bit overwhelming because, like you say, you've just kind of got this overnight fame in this show that everybody absolutely loved. But did you expect the amount of footballers to be obsessed with maths?
I didn't expect the show because I personally have never watched the show before, and that's crazy to say. I'd never watched it, and I deliberately didn't watch it because I thought if I watch it, it's going to put me off. I won't do it. So I was shocked to see how many people do watch the show in general life, not just at the event. And then, going to the event, and I was so out of place being there anyway. You go around like, you know, there's big names, footballers, there's women footballers, there's Michael McIntyre, and it's clear from maths. And I could have killed you, you know, when you actually got my name shouted at. I thought, why has she done this to me? I thought it was a stitch up.
No, it was brilliant because, like Leah says, went round the room and it points out all the legends in the room from football, from film to rugby to telly. And Leah was the last name that came up, and the camera panned to her, and everyone went, oh. I think you've been at home in everybody's living rooms for the last little while now, so to see you sitting there was just a little bit surreal for us, to be honest.
I'd always look Leah and go, do you know what? That experience will stay with you for good or bad for the rest of your life, so you have to do it.
I'm so grateful for it, not just like meeting the people I've met, but in terms of putting it through my paces. I mean, it was hard, but it was something I'm really grateful for.
Absolutely. Listen, you're doing really well. Keep going. It must be a very unusual situation to find yourself in, being in this show. And do you know what? Jeff Stelling. Do you know who Jeff Stelling is, Leah?
Yes.
Jeff talks about maths all the time. He's either talking about Hartlepool or Married at First Sight. So we'll need to get you back on with Jeff next week at some point.
Love that.
Looking forward to it. You're a Liverpool fan as well, Leah, right? You like your football?
Liverpool fan, yeah. So it's most of my family Liverpool, and then I've got like my nan segregated. She's a huge blue. So it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Leah, thank you so much for coming on. Can you give us any insight to what happens between now and the end of the show?
You're gonna have to stay tuned, but just put it this way: it's a roller coaster. I think Scouse and Cockney. In good and bad.
I
love it. Leah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers, Leah. Bye-bye.
Take care. Leah Tyrer from Married at First Sight. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure your Joe's watching it.
Yeah.
This is right up Joe's street.
I'm sure. I didn't know if she'd been watching it. She may have been because I haven't seen it, but I've seen certain episodes, you know, and the idea in itself is just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
How can you? You know, when you first met your other half, Jamie, you know, did you ever feel that way immediately, or was it a passage of time?
Do you know what? This is weird, but I remember that weekend my mum saying to me, I could see you marrying him. And apparently he told his mum that he was going to marry me. Isn't that weird?
That's where I went wrong. I didn't ask me mum.
Always listen to your mum. Always. You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Love that. A little bit of maths chat on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
By the way, tomorrow you're in for a treat. Crystal Palace fans, you're going to want to tune in to the Sunday edition with Sean Custis and Henry Winter, because Palace co-owner and chairman, he was at the event the other night as well. Even when Steve Parish, when Leah got announced, even he was like, oh, and I thought, Steve Parish is watching maths. Everybody's watching maths. Steve Parish is going to be here in the studio with Sean Custis and Henry Winter. They're going to discuss the great start to the season, the Mark Geehee U-turn, and of course what's happened with Crystal Palace, UEFA and the Europa League spot, as well as much, much more. That's Crystal Palace co-owner and chairman Steve Parish, live on the Sunday edition tomorrow morning from 10 here on talkSPORT.
I think Dave might be able to do a bit next weekend.
I fancy it. I put the work in, and if I'm good enough, I'm good enough, and if I'm not, I'm not. But I can be proud of myself for probably the first time in my career.
If this was made 2 to 3 years ago, I'd have said this is absolutely crackers.
Right here for Dave Allen at this stage of his career. Big right hand goes in. Fisher hurt again as he covers up body shot.
Good morning, welcome along to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name is Shebahn Aherne, and former Villa and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino is here as well.
This has been one of the maddest shows I've done.
International break, babes, what are you going to do?
I have a big call, babes.
Babes, what do you want from me? Gone full maths vibes. Yep.
That was funny, that last section.
I know.
That was very funny.
Could you do it? I know you have married a lot of people.
Oh,
but
no.
Could you turn up
I
and just
can't.
marry someone
No,
one day?
I'm never going again. Never going again. I'm
Oh,
happy
let's
where
hope
I am.
not.
No. I'm happy. I'm in a good place.
Good. That's nice to hear. Very, very nice.
She's not, but I
don't know how it works out for Leah. It's a roller coaster. Great show, though, man. We're all tuned in. Gabby Agbonlahor, by the way, was up in Glasgow yesterday.
He does some travelling, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah.
He's everywhere, Gab.
Yeah.
He goes to athletics on a Wednesday where I go to. So I bump into for his daughter to watch his daughter run, and I bump into him every now and again. Athletics, and he feels like he's all over the place every day.
It's Gabby Agbonlahor, a new day, a new hotel room, and he had a bit of a nightmare in Glasgow in his hotel yesterday. Listen to this.
I put the tap on, right?
Tap turns
It's
on the water.
a tiny sink, and someone had left the plug closed, right? So I put the tap on. I thought, let me go in the shower first. Come out the shower, and then there's loads of water on the floor.
Well, hold on a minute. We're trying to save water here. So you're turning the tap on in the sink and then getting into the shower and leaving the tap on. Why? What's the brains behind that?
It was 4:30 in the morning, mate. That's my excuse. So I apologise to the hotel.
So you didn't. You flooded your bathroom.
It's flooded, mate. Yeah.
Dear, oh dear.
Gabby, you're a disgrace.
Well, we all make mistakes.
We do. But even I say to the kids now when they're brushing their teeth, I'm like, turn the tap off.
Yeah, I always do.
Waste this water. And I love that you said someone left the plug in. I'm like,
you.
Yeah, you, Gabs. That would have been you. Gabby back next week on talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Looking forward to that. You can let us know your hotel disasters. Ever had a hotel disaster? Flooding moment?
No, I can't think of anything. No, nothing stands out. I'm sure I've had hotel madness within a hotel, especially with the Republic of Ireland. But I won't go into that.
But we actually can't share those stories on air. By the way, good luck to the Republic of Ireland against Portugal. Cass, looking forward to that game. And let's talk about England as well, because after that victory over Wales on Thursday night, next up for Thomas Tuchel's side, it's a trip to Latvia on Tuesday in World Cup qualifying. It's going to be live for you here on talkSPORT.
Stones attacking the far post. It's played back and a right-footed effort comes in. Perfect start for England. They're ahead inside 2.5 minutes. Rodgers takes the responsibility and it's played across the face of goal for Watkins, who cannot miss. Saka turning it onto his left foot. Oh, it's a beautiful goal.
Job done, and next job comes up in 5 days.
Yep, attention turns to Tuesday. Here to look ahead to all with us is our England correspondent, Faye Carruthers. Good morning, Faye.
Hi,
morning,
Faye.
Shebahn. Morning, Tony.
Listen, Faye, before we talk about England, are you watching maths?
No, it's not for me, I'm afraid.
Fair
I
enough.
tried the Honeymoon Island one with Davina, which was, I think, a mix of that and Love Island. But again, no.
Oh, wow.
No thanks.
Okay.
I'll stick with Traitors.
Oh, my God, Traitors is the other one?
I've heard about yeah, that sounds a crazy show as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Faye? I get so I'm caught up with, probably like we all do. We're all watching loads of football and when sport dominates our life, and then you see a series and you think, I can't commit to that series week in, week out.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, too much TV, too much football. But you do need a break from football, Tony, I would say. So, but and a lot of my friends are into Married at First Sight, but it's just not my type of TV, I'm afraid.
I kind of watch it on TikTok, and that's how I stay across everything. Faye, you're obviously working hard because you're right into the international break just now. What did you make of what happened against Wales the other night?
Yeah, dominant first opening 20 minutes, really good first half performance. Took the foot off the gas a little bit in the second half, but overall that was exactly what we wanted to see, building from that 5-0 win over Serbia. And Thomas Tuchel was delighted with the first half performance. I think slightly disappointed they didn't score more goals, but equally, the teamwork, the ethic, the constant pressing. Bukayo Saka in his post-match interview used the word, "We were pests," in that first half, and that's exactly what they were. And it was just a real delight to see. And Bukayo's goal was the top of the three of them as well.
Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was.
Faye, I've got to ask you this, because we are guilty of this so often in the media, is this... it's Jason Burt in the Telegraph that spoke. Even Bellingham cannot take the number 10 role off of Rodgers. Now, he can. You know, if people don't play well over a couple of internationals, 2 or 3, or leading into a World Cup, it feels like how people are being so dismissive of Bellingham so quickly.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, actually, because Thomas Tuchel's almost opened that door for that criticism to come in. And I understand why he didn't bring Bellingham into this camp. I think it's multifaceted. But first and foremost, he's barely played any football. So
yes, he's been injured, Faye.
He has been injured. But you know exactly the way things operate, Cass. It is more of a tear-down culture than a build-up culture, or you tend to build up and then you tear down. But the thing
Faye, can I just jump in on this? Because I would be saying, I've got a lovely problem. I've got Rodgers and I've got Bellingham.
Yeah. Not just, and he's also got Cole Palmer to come back from injury.
Exactly.
And we still don't really know how Phil Foden and if Phil Foden is going to fit into the plans ahead of the World Cup as well. So, you know, in terms of having incredible creative attacking midfielders, we've got so many of them. It's a wonderful problem to have. But actually, he's always spoken, you know, something that I say on air all the time. We don't know who's going to be fit come June, July, when we're heading out to America. So, you know, you have to make sure that everybody is bedded in, and it is not necessarily like for like, but, you know, you're replacing quality with quality. And that's what England have. They've got the strength on the bench. That means if a star player like a Harry Kane, like a Jude Bellingham isn't there, it's not the end of the world. And Thomas Tuchel said that in his press conference leading into this camp as well. You have to find solutions. And previously, I think we have been very guilty of just putting all of the pressure on one player's shoulder over various tournaments over the years. And actually now it's about the collective. And England are incredibly lucky that the collective is incredibly strong.
Yeah. Do you see any changes coming up for Tuesday away to Latvia, Faye?
Well, Harry Kane's going to be back. I saw him at the end of the Wales game warming up, and the concern had been that he wasn't actually able to kick a football because he had a problem with his foot, but he looked pretty comfortable on the ball. So we'll see Harry come back in. Ollie Watkins did well. Should have obviously scored his second goal and England's fourth, but great to see him on the score sheet again. Great to see him fit and playing back for England again as well. But otherwise, I think, you know, relatively similar, because the players that he brought in directly replaced those who were out injured in the last camp. So, you know, I think pretty similar. Nobody played themselves out of position in that game.
Okay. Faye, travel safely to Latvia.
You'll love it. It's lovely,
I
Riga.
hope so. I'm looking forward to Riga.
It's lovely.
Faye Carruthers, our England correspondent, thank you very much. Don't forget England's trip to Latvia on Tuesday, and World Cup qualifying is live for you here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we're in for a treat. We're going to talk to Super Bowl winner, former Green Bay Packer Scott Wells is with us in the studio next. Turn on your smart TV. This guy is just a wee bit bigger than Cass. Good morning, you're listening to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne, former Celtic and Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino is here with me till 10 o'clock. And then it's Max and Charlie with the warm-up. But it's time now for this. The NFL is back in London and talkSPORT 2 is your home. Your live commentary tomorrow. The Denver Broncos take on the New York Jets at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You will also be able to see the team if you head to the talkSPORT USA YouTube channel. Our team will be hosting a live watch along from the stadium with plenty of extra content as well. The Denver Broncos take on the New York Jets live over on talkSPORT 2 Sunday afternoon from 2 o'clock. In addition to watching on YouTube, you can listen on talkSPORT 2. Make sure you download the talkSPORT app and you can take us anywhere with you. And very pleased to say we're joined by NFL royalty now here in the studio. Former Green Bay Packer Scott Wells is with us. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. Scott. Good morning. It's great to be here.
It's good to have you with us. I just love an American energy coming into the room.
I don't know. I was here last week for the Vikings and Browns game at Tottenham, and then seeing the energy around that game, and this week leading up to the Broncos and Jets. You guys are surpassing our energy, I think, in this right now. It's impressive.
Well, it's it. American football has grown in an incredible way in the UK over the last 20 years. It's just been, for pals, friends of mine who go to games, Tottenham, like you said last week, of, fans. I was on the tube getting on there. It's selling out everywhere, isn't it?
Oh, it is. We had over 61,000 fans last week for that game. And when we were driving back, we had a driver coming from the stadium because it's so fascinating to me to see the stadium, and there's no parking lot around it.
Oh, no.
So it's like it's town stadium. And when we're driving back, he referenced several times, he said, this is one of the biggest crowds I've seen exiting Tottenham. Yeah. So just going to the tube, walking away, just mass crowds. And I thought there was a fair representation. Like, you expect some Americans to come over here and watch, but I thought there was a strong UK presence at that game. And it's huge for being an alumni of the sport in the U.S. and how big it's been in the U.S. To see it grow internationally is huge.
Yeah.
Well, I was in America for the 94 World Cup, and preparation, we went to the New England Patriots training ground. Mm-hmm. And I met guys like you, and I remember looking at them thinking, their arms are bigger than my legs. These amazing,
Right. You still are, by the way.
Yeah, no, but just, the power that these guys have, and the sport itself of, such a tough, even everyone goes, oh, they wear helmets. It's not like, and I'm thinking, yeah, you try and you clash with one of these players. They're like being hit by a truck.
Yeah, it's the game has evolved definitely. So when I entered the league, so you were there in '94, you said, and the Patriots they were not very good in '94, if I remember right. They became better with Brady and Belichick, but going into the league in 2004 when I was drafted, and even the evolution of the game as far as hitting, wearing the helmets, the quality of the equipment. Doctors have told us that every play as an offensive lineman is like a mini car wreck.
Oh,
so you need the equipment. And I know I was talking to some professional rugby players last week, and they kind of laughed because they're like, we play and we don't use the equipment that you guys do. But they even commented on the difference in size. I don't know that there's a lot of 330-pound rugby players that are hitting full speed, or some of the collisions you have when guys have 20-yard head starts. But again, the game is continuing to evolve to become safer. Mm-hmm. But I think that the fast-paced nature and the collision, and for a lack of a better term, the violence of the game is what a lot of fans like to see, and that's what separates it from rugby or English football or things like that. So to me, I like all sports. And there's something unique about each one, and I think we bring a different, unique perspective to a game.
Yeah. You won the obviously the major event, the final, with the Green Bay Packers back in 2011. Am I right?
It was the 2010 season, yes, but the Super Bowl was in
2011. Correct. Yeah, just in January. Tell us the feeling of being a winner, a Super Bowl winner.
Well, it's interesting because everything is wrapped around getting to that game and winning that game, that in the moment when the game ended, I don't think it resonated with me initially. So the confetti's falling. Obviously your opponents, they're upset. I immediately start shaking hands with all the Pittsburgh Steelers guys because that's what I was used to doing after games. That's the sportsmanship of it. You respect what each other's doing. Well, I'd shaken 4 or 5 guys' hands, and I think it hit me. We were world champions.
Yeah.
And then it's just all hell breaks loose. You're running around. I'm looking for my family because you're trying to get your family out of the stands to come down to celebrate with you. You're hugging on teammates because of what all has to go right to win it all. It's fascinating because not much has to go wrong to lose it. I was on 2 other teams that we were good enough to win it, and the New York Giants beat us in the playoffs, and they went on to win it.
Yeah.
So to actually have it culminate and win and hoist that trophy up with your teammates that you've been through so much throughout a long season was huge, especially for a town like Green Bay. Yeah. Green Bay is unlike any other town in professional sports so to bring another championship back to them was huge.
What are Green Bay like today?
Green Bay, very blue collar. It's very blue collar. I remember, so I played at a college university that we could seat, I think, 107,000 fans in our stadium. The entire town of Green Bay, when I was drafted, I think had 102,000.
That's mad. College.
So to think that every citizen of that town or city could have bought a ticket to my college game and not filled the stadium.
Right.
That's how unique Green Bay is. And so it's a small town feel, very blue collar. The fans, win, lose, they support you. They love you. You see them when you take your kids to school. You see them when you go to the grocery store. They'll come right up and talk to you. They have no problem coming up and just talking to you like a normal person. So it's a very unique experience.
Do you know what we were talking about? We always talk about season tickets on this programme here in talkSPORT, the price of season tickets and whatever like that. 100,000 people are on the waiting list for a Green Bay Packer season ticket.
People get on the waiting list so their grandkids can get tickets.
A 40-year waiting list as well, in some cases. That's insane. That is insane, but that's just how much this team means. Tell us about the Green Bay Packers and why you're here now in the UK as part of the NFL.
Right. So the NFL, obviously, you guys being in the UK, is really investing in expanding the brand across the pond and making sure that we get out there and interact with our fans internationally to help, obviously, to grow the league, but also to, you guys think about it, you have a 2:30 kickoff here. It was 8:30 back home. So you obviously to watch a game here, it's late.
Yeah.
It's hard to catch those games. So to bring a game here for your fans to experience it live is huge. But specifically this week with the Packers, we're hosting a huddle event over here, and it's just an opportunity for the fans to come out. I'll be there taking questions. I'll be there interacting with the fans. I think they've got some fun games, or I'm doing some type of eating something on the stage. Where
love it.
It's traditional British foods.
Classic us.
Rate them, not knowing what they are ahead of time.
Original.
Right, but it's all in good fun. Expand the brand, obviously, but also to get out here and show some love and respect for our British fans, and you know. Can
I get your opinion then on? It always divides opinions, but if the Premier League, like our football league, was to do games in America, is that something fans, do you think, over there would be interested in seeing? I mean, obviously the NFL's worked so well over here in this country and expanding the fan base. Does it matter over there, the Premier League?
I think it definitely is growing for sure. And I say that because we have Nashville SC so we have an MLS team in Nashville.
Yeah.
The game where Miami came up and you had some of those stars that had played in the Premier Leagues or the international leagues, it was a sellout. It was a big deal. And so you had celebrities coming out to the game, and it was the reception of those players. So I think definitely if you had a Premier League, if you had Chelsea, Liverpool, you had Manchester United, somebody coming over there playing, then Newcastle, you'd have a good turnout for sure.
Yeah.
And they've had some international games in the U.S. for soccer
yeah, there's loads of pre-seasons, go over for the competition for prepare for the Premier League this year. That is a common theme now. Do you know what? From American football to our soccer, as you call it, I think it's win-win. Travelling and going to, some fans might not like it, but there'll be a big element to say, do you know what? It's okay to have a game in another country and play it.
Right.
I'm sure there'll be American fans that say, no, we should keep American football in the US.
I don't know. I think those are few and far between. I think because of the fact that now you have instant media.
Yeah.
And it's not like what goes on over here that we're completely oblivious to it. And then with sport, I think fans across the sports world, they just love competition.
Yeah.
And then and for English soccer or English football, soccer in the U.S. is growing at such a rapid pace amongst the youth that they would love to see, all right, this is what an elite player looks like. Because even, we have the MLS, and it's not knocking the MLS. It's huge.
Yeah.
English Premier League, they promote it at a different level. You got the history there. You have a lot. So I think that the sports fan across the globe, they just love sports.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, it was, what was it, in New York? They were hosting the Cricket World Cup or getting ready to host it at one time.
Yeah.
And I was up there meeting with some guys when they were doing that. And it's fascinating to me. I've never seen a cricket match.
No, it's very hard. There's a lot of rules.
Right. But I'm sitting there saying, all right, they're making an effort to grow that in the U.S. because of how the population is so diverse now.
But we have to evolve, don't we? Sport's always evolving. Life is. You have to be able to have that.
Yeah. We can't have you in the studio for the purists of NFL who'll be listening now. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's still playing now. Are you still in touch? What's the situation there?
We're not in touch as far as talking. When I've seen him, obviously, if I see him, we'll go up and hug each other. There's a mutual respect there. I saw him a couple years ago when he first joined the Jets. I was up at their training camp, but I am not surprised he's still playing, especially the way everything happened in New York when he exited Green Bay. He is such a competitor. He obviously doesn't want to go out on the note that happened with the injury in New York. So I think he's at the right franchise right now. I think Mike Tomlin's a good coach for a veteran quarterback. He was plug and play with that team, and they're doing well. So I mean, I'm excited to watch. I still am a fan of his.
Yeah,
being a former teammate.
Who do you fancy to win the championship
this year? Mm-hmm. That's tough. I don't know. I can't. No. I can't predict. I mean, there's a lot of really good teams, but being a former player, we've only finished the first quarter of the season is what we always call it. The first 4 weeks, because you break down the in quarters. And I just know the year we won it, we were 10-6 and barely made it into the playoffs. Wow. So, but we peaked at the right time. So seldom is it the team that looks the best in the first quarter of the season that's the best team at the end of the season. So a lot of football left to play. Some big games coming up this weekend. It's not out of the realm of possibility to have a 2-3 team that's 2-3 now or 1-4 now turn the corner and start peaking at the right time.
Kansas City have been good in recent years, haven't they?
They've been very good in recent years. They've gotten off to a little struggle start this year, but they are always good. You have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback and Andy Reid as your coach, you're going to have a chance.
And obviously Taylor Swift's boyfriend's there as well.
we like to refer to him as his actual name, but that's okay.
I was joking.
Yeah, no, but it's...
She made him famous, didn't she?
Right, yes.
I'm only joking. By the way, when you came in here, I was looking at the finger. I was looking for the ring.
Yeah.
Where's that?
It is in a safe. I don't travel with it.
Fair.
It's hard to make sure I keep it secure. You only get one of those, and it's not exactly easy to replace if it's lost. Huh? You've had three. Oh, different ring. You can see this one I've had tattooed on me now. So, talking about your wedding ring, I can't take this one off. So it's
Well, listen, enjoy being here in the UK and mingling and mixing with all the fans. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and I kind of don't want you to leave.
No, pleasure's mine. Anytime.
Cheers, Scott.
Thank you so much. Before you go, can you say Tottenham one more time?
Tottenham.
Yes, you nailed it.
I repeated it the way you said it.
Say it like a Glaswegian again.
I said Tottenham, but it's Tottenham?
Tottenham. Very good.
Yeah, that's the way. It's more London sound.
Perfect. I'll try to correct myself.
What a legend. Scott Wells, thank you so much for being with us. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the NFL. All of the action for you from the NFL, by the way, live from talkSPORT 2. And this is Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT.
I think Dave might be able to do a bit next weekend.
I fancy him. I put the work in, and if I'm good enough, I'm good enough, and if I'm not, I'm not. But I can be proud of myself for probably the first time in my career.
If this was made 2 to 3 years ago, I'd have said this is absolutely crackers.
Right here for Dave Allen at this stage of his career. Big right hand goes in. Fisher hurt again as he covers up body shot.
How are you doing this morning? Welcome along to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. You're full of nonsense today, aren't you?
It's international weekend.
Yeah. I think we could have a little fizz next time we do an international break.
That's the common thing. You're not seeing how often that's happening in sort of TV, where people are having a drink, talking.
Yeah, it's like Gogglebox, isn't it?
Yeah. Didn't think of that.
Yeah. I don't know, put it out there if you want. Morning to the bosses. Don't worry about it. Don't panic. You're listening to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino. By the way, I know you love a Gen Zer. Your kids are Gen Zers, right?
Yeah, and didn't you see on my message the word peak?
Peak.
The Gen Z peak, what it means.
Yeah, no, well, is it different to what we would use it as?
From what I'm led to believe, I could be totally wrong here, but peak means good.
Yeah.
If you say it's peak, it means good.
See, this is too much to take.
That's the Gen Z, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I hear when I first heard. What do you mean peak?
They're a bit over food slang. So grub, sarnie, and pop are being ditched for the likes of scran, sub, and soda. Scran's pretty normal. I'm going to get some scran.
Yeah, that's. I would have imagined that was from more up north than scran.
Are you going to start calling a sandwich a sub?
No.
No, me neither. Sorry, Gen Z. What about your soda? Are you going to get a soda?
What was the soda for again?
Pop. Who didn't call it pop either?
No, I didn't call it pop. Never call it.
Call it a juice.
A juice.
A jag. Ginger.
A drink.
Yeah, exactly. Tonight, by the way, talkSPORT brings you heavyweight boxing action as Dave Allen takes on Russia's Makhmudov. Butchered that. Makhmudov, live from Sheffield Arena. It's going to be live for you here on talkSPORT tonight. Our expert team of Adam Catterall, Gareth A. Davies, Spencer Oliver and John Rawling are going to be having some pop and taking you through all of tonight's action. Looking forward to that one. 8 o'clock. Live for you here on talkSPORT, or you can watch it with our friends at DAZN. Don't forget, lots more happening on the network today as well. Never mind the international break. You've got lots of live sport. You've got EFL and NFL, Gallagher Prem Rugby all over on talkSPORT 2 for you. And of course, the Super League Grand Final with Wigan and Hull KR is live for you here on talkSPORT at 5 o'clock tonight. And it's time now for a bit of this.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
It's time for Cascarino. Yes. Cascarino. Tony Cascarino, over to you. Will Ireland get a result against Portugal in today's World Cup qualifiers? Cascarino. Yes, Cascarino.
I want my heart to rule my head, but can't see it. No.
Even though I'm just a little bit, boys and
I would love to be eating humble pie. I just can't see it.
You'd absolutely take a draw right now and run for the hills, wouldn't you?
No, I actually think we need a win, although there'll be a lot of people saying no, a draw and then beat Armenia in Dublin next week.
You just want them there now?
I just think the way the group's panning out, and we've got Portugal at home, Portugal away, obviously today, and then we've got Hungary away. So there's 3 incredibly tough games. We're going to have to win one of them, at least, and beat Armenia, and then hope Hungary lose as well.
Yeah, no, it is a lot. You've got a mountain to climb there.
Yeah, I mean, Hungary played Portugal and got beat at home. They got beat them. That was a good thing for us because Portugal are going to win the group without doubt. So it's a second spot.
Yeah. How many years ago was it again that you played in the US? 22.
Well,
6 o'clock this morning.
We're nearly 30 years.
30 years, that's crazy. It'd be great if they were there, wouldn't it be? 30 years on.
Yeah, it was an amazing tournament. Although it was so weird, Shebahn. We were in Florida, right? We was based in New York for the first group game. Then we went down to Florida. But literally, the moment you walked out the hotel, you didn't know there was a World Cup going on at all.
Yeah.
It was really weird. I mean, I know that would be different now.
Yeah.
And the unbelievable heat of Florida was just amazing. At midday, it'd be 115 degrees. So, yeah, it's a challenging World Cup for a lot of the European teams, that's for sure.
We just had former Green Bay Packer Scott Wales in the studio. Can you name 5 NFL teams? Cascarino, yes. Cascarino.
Probably, yeah.
Go on then, big man.
The Broncos, the New York Jets, the Giants, Green Bay Packers, Miami Dolphins. There's that 5?
Yeah, that's 5. Yeah, absolutely nailed that. Well done to you.
Philadelphia Eagles.
And the NFL returns to London Live on talkSPORT for you tomorrow. Do you agree with Steven Gerrard that England's golden generation were too egotistical? Cascarino, yes. Cascarino.
I don't know. How do I answer that? Because that would egotistical would mean you'd need to be in the squad and know what was going on. I think they underachieved. If you want the answer to that, do I think England underachieved with that group of players? Absolutely. There were too many great players not to win something in that group. But I don't know the reasons why. I mean, I've heard Gabby speak about some of the squads that he was involved in, that, there was obviously some dynamics that weren't spot on. It runs deep with England. There has to be a reason why they didn't make it to the very top table, that group of players, because it was, people like John Terry in there as well, Rio Ferdinand, and there's many great players.
Fair enough. Will Gillingham win against Cheltenham Town this afternoon in League Two?
Hopefully, yes, I'm going yes. They had a defeat last time out, didn't they, the Gills? They were top of the table. They've slipped down slightly.
Currently sit 4th in League Two. Cass, have yourself a good Saturday. You're going to help your mum move house now.
Well, no.
Proper work.
No, it's work. I've got to fill a skip up with my brother-in-law and my nephew of all my mum's bits he needs moving out. And, so I'm going there. I've got to get some gloves on, get my hands dirty, and it's going to be much harder working than on this show.
And then you can sit down and watch some Married at First Sight with Joe.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
All right, fair enough. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Start a new series, Sick of the Sight of Each Other.
We've only just met. Coming up next, it's the warm-up with Max Rushton and Charlie Baker. Have a good Saturday. Bye, driver.